Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, October 13th. I'm Tori here with Al. We are working to get Lindsay up live because she had a technical difficulty, but all day I've been mocked over this dress, and I just don't understand it. What do you think?
I really like it. I just, we have a lot of important subjects to cover today, and this is also an equally as important question. When is the Christmas recital that you're going to be? Like, how many kids? When should my kids show up? Like, how many practice?
Okay. Someone just sang 5 golden rings.
I like it. It's very Christmassy.
Okay, I enjoy it, and it looks cute. Let's go with that. Sorry for these wings. We're going to get straight into the stories that you all are talking about. Amy Coney Barrett is back for round 2. She's got a long day ahead of her, full of questions from senators. Already, the Supreme Court nominee has been pressed on some hot topics, of course, like Roe versus Wade. Let's take a look.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe was wrongly decided?
Senator, I completely understand why you are asking the question, but again, I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda, because I'm not.
Judge Barrett also introduced her family this morning. 6 of her 7 kids are sitting right behind her. She mentioned how hard this process is, not only as a nominee, but as a mama. Take a look at that.
We knew that our lives would be combed over for any negative detail. We knew that our faith would be caricatured. We knew our family would be attacked. And so we had to decide whether those difficulties would be worth it, because what sane person would go through that if there wasn't a benefit on the other side? And the benefit, I think, is that I'm committed to the rule of law and the role of the Supreme Court in dispensing equal justice for all.
Al, let's just call it what it is. This is pretty much a done deal. Am I right? The Republicans have the votes to get Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. How do you feel about it? Just quick, any kind of feeling about her or her performance?
Well, I think most Americans that have been following this in any way feel the same way that you do and that I do, that this is kind of a done deal. And unless she says something explosive, which she seems to be very measured in her responses, it doesn't seem like she will. I think this will pass through pretty quickly.
Yeah, I do too. I just want everyone to know she is part of the Alliance Defending Freedom. It's an Arizona-based conservative Christian nonprofit organization, and it does deal with recriminalizing homosexual acts. And that was brought up by Senator Patrick Leahy, and she had to kind of scramble around that. So there are some red flags for a lot of people, but I think she's already in. So I think, let us know how you feel, what the court's going to be like so far. President Trump's picked 3 of the 9 Supreme Court justices. All right, well, let's talk numbers. We hate to say it, but the latest statistics coming out about the pandemic are not good, y'all. Yesterday, more than 45,000 new cases of coronavirus were reported, and that's not all. Experts are predicting that another 181,000 Americans will die by February. Here's what Dr. Fauci has to say about it. Take a look.
I hope these numbers that you're quoting, which are absolutely correct numbers, jolt the American public into the realization that we really cannot let this happen. We are not talking about shutting down. We're talking about simple public health measures. As simple as they sound, are really quite effective. And that's what we say over and over again.
Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson just stopped testing their vaccine after someone in their trial became sick with a mysterious illness. They were in stage 4 of testing. And if all of this has you feeling worried, you're not alone. Like, my tummy hurts right now. Very scientific.
Yes.
My stomach.
Fill it up at the Christmas party.
Okay. All day, huh? A new poll shows that
Too many sugar cookies.
Half of Americans are already stockpiling and buying groceries in bulk for the winter. So are you guys ready for another stockpile frenzy? And also, how do you feel about this second wave that could have been avoided, but we just couldn't really get it together?
I think we're past feelings, Tori. I think we're past feelings. This is what it is. No matter how many, it's funny.
How can you be past feelings?
You misspoke when you wanted to say 181,000. You said 101,000, and I was like, it's crazy that you misspeaking by 80,000 would still be an incredible number. But I think at this point, Americans are numb to numbers. And I think people made their mind up on day one about how they were going to handle this, how they were going to continue with their lives, and so here we are. I don't even know if the stockpiling is a real thing now because people initially stockpiled.
Right, I still have
yes,
from last time.
Me too. I have all the rice you need.
I have so much miso soup.
If you need egg noodles, anybody watching the show, if you need egg noodles, swing by the crib.
I have so much pilaf, and I don't enjoy pilaf.
Yeah, so, but there's no talk of, because people stockpile because, and this is a real conversation I had with my girl, I was like, they might close the grocery stores.
Right.
I mean, I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning.
Right.
Everything's open, so I don't understand why the stockpiling would be the same. What do you think?
My worry is that, we exclude the essential workers again who are doing this now a second time, and we also haven't had a stimulus check. My worry is that number we gave, I think it was yesterday or the day before, 1 in 5 Americans might run out of money by the stimulus. That's when I think panic happens, and panic isn't good for everyone. I think we do have Lindsay, am I right? We got the Granger. Granger on the range.
Yay.
Finally, guys. Tell us what you are thinking about all this second wave coronavirus stats and stockpiling. Do you still have leftovers? Because we got a lot of rice.
Well, first, I want to say Merry Christmas, Tori. And then second... I still have tons of food from the last time. Actually, so much in my freezer, like, I don't even eat the amount of food that I bought. You know, it's just Colin and I here. And so we have a ton left. And so I really am not going to go do that again because as we saw, the toilet paper came back. Everything that we needed came back eventually. So I think I have enough to last me until everybody relaxes again. But it's terrible to hear those numbers going up so high like you mentioned.
And I don't want to bring this up in a sort of comparative way, but when we think about 9/11, we lost, I think, close to around 3,000 people total, which was just a travesty. Do you know how many 9/11s have happened in every day of people dying? And it just, as we
That's
say,
what I was talking about.
numb.
You can go numb to it.
I think that's a fair...
Not that it doesn't matter. I don't want to sound, tone deaf when I say that. I'm saying that human beings, when you keep throwing crazy things at them, they have a self-defense mechanism where they kind of shut down, and no matter what they say, it's almost the fingers in the ear, la la la. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, I think the message has been heard, and we've responded. Lindsay, do you agree that this is a response? I feel like no response is still a response. If I tell you, Lindsay, there's a flood coming and you don't prepare, that's your response to the information I gave you, and I feel like we did that.
And I think it's important to note that these numbers are projected based on, I guess, like worst case scenario. And the message was that we can prevent it from being 181,000 if we just wash our hands and wear masks. And so, again, it's that same message that we keep saying, like, just if it possibly can save one life, just wear the mask, just wash your hands, and just be proactive this winter, especially because we're dealing with the flu and other sicknesses, I'm sure, as it gets colder.
Yeah, and just remember, every one of those numbers is a human being with a family, too, really.
Like all right, a little piece of tinsel.
Yeah. Oh, God, with Christmas. If you are facing some bad luck in your life, maybe check your house for some ancient artifacts. This story is crazy. These artifacts on your screen are from Pompeii. All right, they were taken by a Canadian woman, stolen 15 years ago. All right, she sent them back, though, because she believes they're cursed. In a letter to the Archaeological Park of Pompeii, she told them she faced nothing but hardship in her life since swiping them from their original site. Al, do you believe in this?
No, I believe if you're the kind of person to steal stuff from a museum, you've made a series of bad choices that would lead to this outcome. I think it has nothing to do with the rocks. Lindsay?
Lindsay?
I mean, I've taken a rock from Sedona, but that's like a public place. I probably shouldn't say that. But I haven't taken it from a museum, and I felt like it brought good luck. But this lady said it's been bad luck. She took it from a place where a ton of people died. Yeah. So, the museum lady said this is not the first time this happened, that other people have had similar experiences when they've stolen from a museum. So I think when you're stealing from a museum or anywhere that's like private property,
Lindsay, I don't want to cut you off.
It's a little different than taking a rock
Lindsay,
off the ground.
You believe in healing crystals,
yes.
and so tell our audience really quickly.
I do. I have tons of crystals. Sedona's like the mecca for all these crystals that I believe in that I'm sure Al thinks are magical and I'm crazy over here. But they all have earthly healing powers to help you get through your days.
That's
you know
amazing.
What I mean?
If you guys don't know, Pompeii, by the way, in Mount Vesuvius was a volcano erupted and it sort of trapped everyone. So when you go to Pompeii, I've been there, you see what it was like at that moment at the eruption because everything was frozen in ash. You're not supposed to touch anything. So she took that and I think she thinks the curse is with her. Honey, I think you can Pompeii someone to get rid of that curse.
No, you really shoehorn that one.
Because it's paid.
Yeah, but that didn't. Lindsay, what time in the middle of the night did she shoot up and write that one down? I say 3:38.
I give that a solid 5.5 out of 10. Tori, that was decent.
I even knew it was bad. I apologize. Lindsay, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, a woman finds an unexpected surrogate in her own mother. It's an incredible story of selflessness and love. From a sneaky mountain lion with its eye on a hiker, this is crazy, to a little boy who's more brave than a lot of grown men. We've got some viral videos we can't get enough of. Don't worry, everyone is okay. And as we go to break, we want to thank our coworkers. Great shot right on my thigh. Still working from home during the pandemic. Thanks, Rob. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. Wait until you see this. Okay, let's paint the story here. A hiker in Utah had a run-in with a mountain lion. That lasted a heart-stopping 6 minutes. The guy managed to film the whole thing. Here's some of the terrifying encounter. Take a look.
No. No! This is not fun. Go get your babies. Go away. Yeah, get the away from me.
Don't get tough now. You hear at the end, yeah, that's what.
He's all, yeah, get it. What would you do, Lindsay, if that happened? I know you're kind of exploring hiking a little bit.
Yeah, I went hiking really for the first time, like a serious 5-mile hike yesterday with a friend of mine, and that was intense. But now I probably will never go again because I saw that video today. I mean, what is that? Like, so and there's nothing protecting you from any animal coming out at any time. Look at that. That's crazy. And this guy was trying to get big, like how they tell you if a bear comes to make yourself big. Like I watched the whole video, and he was like making all the sounds, roar, cat sound, and this thing kept approaching him until he threw a rock at it, and then it ran away. But that could have went left.
Yeah, that could have gone really left. By the way, the way he opens his arms is the worst part.
I don't like,
it's like flying
I just cannot wrap my head around nature, Lindsay. I've been in Colorado 3 years. I don't like hiking because I'm scared. I'm always scared of what I call the orange helicopter rescue, where they have to send that crazy helicopter to get you.
I know what that is.
I would just be up there like, how did I get here? I would have a beautiful couch and a huge TV. Why are you up here fighting for your life with animals? We figured out a way to get away from them, and now I'm gonna go to them and try and remember some safety tip I got from TikTok.
Okay.
I'm not into it.
Oprah said, go ahead, Linz.
One idea is like, so the guy ran into the cubs first, and that's why the mom started chasing him. So Colin was telling me that if you see any type of baby animal, just back away and go the way that you came, because obviously you didn't see the mom that way. Just, I don't know if you should run, but just get out of there.
Totally.
You know
Don't go the same
cubs,
way. He kept
Lindsay?
walking his
There's
path.
no Cubs at Walgreens.
Okay, thank you.
I keep it in the city.
All right, now check out this other crazy video. 4 armed intruders break into a home in Indiana with a mother and son in the next room. The 5-year-old tries to fight back, throwing a toy at them, and eventually lunges at one of the intruders. The bad guys took off, and police are still looking for them. Both the boy and the mom are doing okay, just really shaken up from the whole thing. Talk about fight or flight. That kid is going places. What do you think about him trying to protect his mom or his Lego set, Al?
You know what, guys, this made me think of, remember we did that story where that little boy stood up for his sister to that dog?
Yes.
And then Captain America gave him a shout out on, Chris Evans. I really felt like there's just something innate in human beings. There is something biological that goes back thousands of years, and you see it come out in situations like this. So good on that little boy, no fear.
Lindsay, what do you think about that? Would you be this kid?
I don't know if I'd be this kid, but I know that boys tend to protect their mom, and I would try. I don't know if I would throw something, but I'm glad that they're okay because that's so scary. I mean, we're laughing and we're having a good time because everybody's okay, but really, I'm hoping that the family is not like traumatized from having people run in their house.
Yeah, that's terrifying to see.
I do really think that little boy's reaction sobered those 3 guys up.
I think you're right.
And they were just like,
a
this is wrong.
coming at me.
Those are human beings underneath those masks, and they were like, there's nothing in here that's worth having to look at this.
Totally agree. All right. Well, Merry Christmas to you all. Lindsay, stick around. Coming up on DBL, the path to pregnancy can be a super difficult one, but miracles do happen. Meet a woman who found her surrogate right under her nose. It's her own mom.
This was...
Welcome back to DBL. For many, the road to motherhood is a heartbreaking one, which is why Brianna Lockwood was led to surrogacy. But you won't believe who's carrying her baby. Earlier, Sam spoke with Brianna. Here is her remarkable story.
For the past 4 years, Brianna Lockwood has done everything she could to have a child of her own. After nearly 500 injections and 7 surgical procedures, she was only left with heartbreak. That's when Brianna's 51-year-old mom, Julie, offered to be her surrogate. Brianna agreed, but with extreme hesitation. It wasn't until Julie, who is a 2-time Boston Marathon runner, started to pass all the physical exams that Brianna's hope returned. That was in March, and today Julie is just weeks away from giving birth to her granddaughter.
Brianna and Julie, let me tell you, you are mother-daughter goals. Welcome to DBL. And as a fellow mom, I just want to say congratulations. First and foremost, you ladies are in the home stretch, but I know it's been a really long and heartbreaking journey at times. So Brianna, you have been incredibly open and honest about your struggles. Why was that important to you?
In the beginning, I used kind of my blog or my Instagram account to just kind of connect with other women going through similar situations. Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating, so it was a great way to connect with other people and learn off each other.
Good for you. Amen. We need more of you. Did either of you have any concerns at all about doing this, or did you just both know right away this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, I definitely had concerns in the beginning. It wasn't anything where like, oh yeah, let's do this. It was more of taking it day by day and just kind of going through a bunch of testing to make sure she was healthy enough and getting our doctor's approval and just kind of crossing our fingers at each step.
Big decision, it really is. And Julie, what does it mean to you to be able to do this for your daughter? I'm so inspired by you and in awe of you.
It means everything. I'm just happy that I can do it for her. She's always wanted to be a mom since she was little. Kids just gravitate to her. So I'm just like excited for her and her husband that they're going to be a family, and it's been a long road. I've kind of been through it with her. I'm just happy for them. I'm just grateful that this worked and they're going to be a family.
So Brianna, is there ever going to be a time where you want your daughter to share this story, or you share it with her? It is something very much to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I've already started kind of a scrapbook documenting everything we've kind of gone on through our pregnancy process and all the pictures and video that I have, so I can make her a little birth story video or the scrapbook that she can have with her forever.
I was told by one of our producers, first of all, that's incredible and sweet, and I wish I had the scrapbooking bug in me, because I'm sure my daughter would want to benefit from some of her memories as well. But one of my producers told me that you had a very heartwarming story about your daughter going to school one day and sharing the story. Can you share that with us?
Yes, definitely. I always joke around, and when she has her first day of class, and you go around the room and you tell a fun fact about yourself, I'm just ready for her to just mic drop. That big fun fact.
Yeah. A fun fact and something that you just can't top. I wouldn't want to be the kid sitting next to your daughter / granddaughter, because you can't follow up with that. I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
So, and DBL Nation, you're going to want to follow these ladies' remarkable journey. So join their Instagram. Go to ivf.surrogacy.diary, and I'm just so proud to talk to the both of you.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Bye, guys. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Today on DBL, a TikTok granny who's taking social media by storm, and 2 OG dance moms. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's today on DBL.
Welcome back to DBL. Great change of camera there. Quickly
that was
on
the booth.
swivel.
Boxes.
Yep, Lindsay's back. We love sharing your comments. Most of you wrote in about the cougar attack, and some of you wrote us our survival technique. So Ray's Vibe says, first take off the shirt and flex on the cougar. Then
what if you're not in great shape?
Start crying to show you're a real man strong enough to show your emotions.
There you go.
Then have a heart attack and wait until EMS shows up. Wait 6 minutes before you notice. You can then pick up some rocks. And then, of course, Marquita says, eye of the cougar. Huh? And someone says, April says, I would have freaked out, probably felt like forever. 6 minutes, I've done 6 minutes on stage as a comic is forever. Am I right?
Are you comparing that to a cougar attack? Are you comparing stand-up comedy to a cougar attack?
No.
Okay.
Lindsay, what do you think of?
She's trying to say it's a long time. Way too long.
Yes,
totally.
Leave it at that.
All right. Merry Christmas,
it's
everyone.
Like waiting in line at Starbucks while they make your order fresh.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Daily Blast Live.
Fears over another coronavirus surge have some people panicking. Is it time to stockpile groceries again? A tourist's confession about a 15-year curse. The stolen artifacts. A woman returned to Italy after a big streak of bad luck. A terrifying encounter with a mountain lion caught on camera.
Go away, please go away.
How a man survived being stalked by the big cat for a scary 6 minutes.
No!
And our interview with a TikTok granny who danced her way to more than 1 million followers. Plus 2 of the original dance moms tell us what they really think about Abby Lee Miller.
All of our girls are so successful, kind, and humble, and they learned it from us as moms.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, October 13th.
My dad's
Sam.
birthday, shout out. Yes.
Really? Happy
yes.
birthday to your
Shout
father.
out to Otha, that's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anything to honor him today?
Oh, just gonna have a good day and call my kids and see him this week.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, joining us from home. Hey, Jeffrey.
And Jeff, it's also Lawson's birthday, correct?
Yes, it is.
That's right. It's Lawson's birthday, too. Well, we got that connection, October 13th.
That's right.
So sweet. Happy birthday, Lawson. We'll have a little something for him at the end of the
that's
show.
my man.
So stay tuned for that. All right, so Amy Coney Barrett is back for round 2. She's got a long day ahead, full of questions from senators. Already, the Supreme Court nominee has been pressed on hot topics like Roe v. Wade.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe was wrongly decided?
Senator, I completely understand why you are asking the question, but again, I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda, because I'm not.
Judge Barrett also introduced her family this morning. 6 of her 7 kids are sitting right behind her. Now, she did mention how hard this process has been, not only as a nominee for her, but as a mother. Jeff,
we knew that our lives would be combed over for any negative detail. We knew that our faith would be caricatured. We knew our family would be attacked. And so we had to decide whether those difficulties would be worth it, because what sane person would go through that if there wasn't a benefit on the other side? And the benefit, I think, is that I'm committed to the rule of law and the role of the Supreme Court in dispensing equal justice for all.
Jeff, after watching this, did you have an opinion on her? What do you make of all of it?
Well, I like how she tries to be impartial, right? I mean, it's hard for things in your life. It's hard for me to do that in my real life. My feelings and things that I get inside, I take into my real life with me. You know, it's sometimes when I don't like somebody, it shows, you know? So for someone to have that kind of character and actually do that in real life, I commend her for that. Will she do that? I don't know.
Yeah, and Jeff, that's the thing. You don't know because we didn't get a full answer. I think when we're asking about things like Roe v. Wade, no matter where you fall in terms of the argument, I think we should know, especially since this is a job you're going to have. She's a young woman, maybe 40 years. I think we need to have these tough questions, and like you should have to answer that. I mean, like we're entrusting you with a lot here. So
this is the time to answer those questions.
Right.
But I will say, no matter how you feel about her ideologies, treat the woman with respect. Listen,
Definitely.
I completely differ from her ideologies, but some of the threats to her and her family that I've seen online is absolutely abhorrent.
I've said for a long time, we need to do something about online threats.
It's terrible.
I can't believe you can do that.
This is a mother, and these are innocent children. It's terrible. Okay, so let's talk numbers, you guys, and we hate to say it, but the latest statistics coming out about the pandemic, well, they're scary. Yesterday, more than 45,000 new cases of coronavirus were reported, and that's not all. Experts are predicting that another 181,000 Americans will die by February. Here's what Dr. Fauci has to say about it.
I hope these numbers that you're quoting, which are absolutely correct numbers, jolt the American public into the realization that we really cannot let this happen. We are not talking about shutting down. We're talking about simple public health measures. As simple as they sound, are really quite effective. And that's what we say over and over again.
Wow. When we were first quarantined in March, who would have thought that we would still be here? Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson just stopped testing their vaccine after someone in their trial became sick. They were in stage 4 of testing. And if all of this has you feeling worried, let me tell you, you are not alone. A new poll shows that more than half of Americans are already stockpiling and buying groceries in bulk for the winter. Jeff, are you ready for another stockpile frenzy? Are you going to partake? Remember that? There was no toilet paper.
Yes.
People were hoarding toilet paper and
Clorox,
sanitizer.
yeah.
Right. What do you make of this? Are you going to stockpile?
No, absolutely not, Sam. I don't want to scare the American public either by passing on this message. Everything's open. The reason why we stockpiled is because things were shut down and we weren't supposed to leave our house for 2 weeks. Obviously, nobody did that. So things are going to continue to stay open. Supplies are going to continue to come in. But people are going to continue to die if people don't want to follow a couple simple rules like washing your hands and wearing a mask and keeping social distance. That's what I'm going to continue to do, Sam. It's protected me and my family so far. I'm going to listen to the doctors until we have a vaccine.
And Jeff, that's exactly what I think. It's like Dr. Fauci said, we don't have to go to extreme lockdown procedures. Just a couple simple steps that you would probably do anyway. Wash your hands. A lot of us for the winter would have a scarf over our mouth anyway.
Wear a mask.
But it's just the fact that the highest voices get amplified, the loudest voices, because of algorithms, get amplified, and they convince the American people that if you put a mask on, you're going to have to close your business and never see your parents. And in a weird way, because we are not doing the simple things, it's going to get extreme. So it's very disheartening because it seems pretty easy.
Right. I know. Well, let's just hope. That's all I can say. Hey, if you're facing some bad luck in your life, maybe check your house for some ancient artifacts. Ooh, these artifacts on your screen are from Pompeii. They were taken by a Canadian woman 15 years ago, back when she was just 21. She just sent them back with an apology letter because she believes they're cursed. In a letter to the Archaeological Park of Pompeii, she told them she's faced nothing but hardship in her life since swiping them from their original site. Do you believe this, Al?
No, Jeff, I believe that, if you're the kind of person that steals artifacts, that you're going to make another set of poor decisions throughout your 20s,
No.
which it appears that this woman did.
No.
She was a thief at a museum.
No.
She messed up. She blew it. She blew her 20s. Now her 30s clearly aren't going great. And now we're supposed to pretend like it's magic. It's decisions. It's your choices.
Okay, first of all, she was young, and I'm not condoning it.
She's
it's terrible.
21, Sam.
But, yeah,
She's a grown woman.
Okay. Well, listen, these are the items that she stole, just for our viewers. 2 pieces of a vase, 1 piece of the ceramic wall. Now, you have to understand that 2,000 souls lost their life that day. 2,000 people in that volcanic eruption. Ash covered the entire city. People died instantly. So I definitely think that there's some vengeance from somebody that's going to steal from. I think there's 2,000 souls out there that wanted some vengeance, Jeff. Am I being silly?
Well, no, not necessarily. To each their own. Like where your mind goes, energy flows, and you could put power into an object, into a rock, into
Jeff,
a place.
Are you co-signing Sam's craziness about superpowers of dead people? Are you serious?
Here's what I'm saying. If you believe it, it's true, right? So if she believes that these have powers that are against her, it's true. I actually took some dirt and sand from the Colosseum when I was in Rome in Italy, and it's next to my bed where I sleep, so it gives me power, but strength, right? So I have it as a strength symbol. She sees it as a weakness symbol, and it's how you view it.
Jeffrey, first of all, that's not sand.
What?
That's marble from the Vatican, okay?
No. I got it off the ground. They brought that sand in. It's not like the gladiators fought on that. It's like off the ground.
You don't know that.
Off
What
of this
are you
deck that
guys
they built.
talking about?
I'm nervous.
Are you serious
for
right now?
I'm nervous for you,
This is
Jeff.
like Thor's origin story. There's no stop making up magic.
Hold on. I do believe in Jeff. What was your thing? The more the energy flows or whatever? I agree with that.
I don't know. Just watch the last X-Men. I'm sure they
When
said
your
it there
mind
too.
goes, energy flows.
Yes.
So listen, it goes back to this. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Her object can't. My object can.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah, I do believe in positive reinforcement and just like affirmations and how negativity can draw negativity. I agree with you there, but I also think that 2,000 souls can have some sort of power. In my opinion. I know I sound crazy.
Yeah.
I sound bananas.
You said it on TV too.
If your mind believes it, then yes, you're right.
I wouldn't advise anybody to take a relic. It's not cool, guys. Jeff, stick around, guys. Al, I hate you. Coming up on DBL, we're talking to a sassy granny who's making a big splash on social media. It's easy to see why. From a sneaky mountain lion, you guys, with its eye on a hiker, to a little bully who's more brave than a lot of grown men. We've got viral videos we can't get enough of. And don't worry, they're all okay. We'll be right back.
See yourself.
What?
Today on DBL, a TikTok granny who's taking social media by storm, and two OG dance moms. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's today on DBL.
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so wait until you see this. A hiker in Utah had a run-in with a mountain lion that lasted a heart-stopping 6 minutes, and the guy managed to film the whole thing. Here's some of the terrifying encounter.
No. No! This is not fun. Go get your babies. Go away. Yeah, get the away from me.
Aww.
Was that heartwarming for you?
Well, let me give you some tips, okay? Because I really did some research on how to survive a mountain lion. So, number one, the mountain lion was just protecting its territory. They have a 100-mile territory. That's a rather large territory. And this mountain lion perhaps had some cubs she was also protecting. If you do run into a mountain lion, they do not like confrontation. They dislike it. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stay calm, and you're actually supposed to talk calmly, but, and they capitalize but, firmly to it. So calm but firm, and then you want to give it an escape route.
So like the first day as a nanny.
What?
That's how you talk to children. Calm but firm.
No, you're calm and firm, and then you give it an escape route. You're welcome.
How about the whole forest? That mountain lion could have left anytime it wanted to.
Jeff, you're welcome.
I was going to let Al just get in on this one.
I'll just say this, Jeff. First of all, that was the least intimidating mountain lion I've ever seen.
Are you kidding me?
Did you see its swinging techniques? It looked like an 8th grader. Should have had a book bag on. that mountain lion is embarrassing. It was able to be chased away with a rock.
What was this move it was doing?
It's like, I don't know.
It had like a seal
That mountain lion didn't want any. It was just doing that.
Seal move. Okay, we have another video.
A terrified mountain lion. Who cares?
Check out this other crazy video. 4 armed intruders break into a home in Indiana with a mother and a son inside. Can you imagine? The 5-year-old tries to fight back, throwing a toy at them, and eventually lunges at one of the intruders. Now, the bad guys took off. Police are still looking for them, but both the mom and the boy are okay, but of course shaken up from the whole thing. Wow, can you believe this young boy trying to protect his mom, Jeff?
Wow, I mean,
what a hero.
That would be, if I found out, if they came in my house and did that to my kids and I found out who they were before the police were, I might be the one in jail.
Same.
Yeah. But you know what, Jeff? This made me think about that story we did maybe 3 months ago, where that it wasn't the pit bull, but the dog attacked that young boy's sister, and the kid stood up for his sister. And remember, Chris Evans then video messaged him saying he was Captain America. I really feel like there's something innate in human beings to protect their own, and this little kid showed no fear, unlike that mountain lion, and chased those people away. So shout out to that kid.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm actually distracted by all the comments against Jeff. People are worried about Jeff from stealing a relic from the
Jeff took
Coliseum.
dirt. It's not a relic.
A lot of people are nervous about you, buddy.
Hey, for the next segment, I'll go get it. Dude, it turned me into a gladiator. That lady's got a weak mind. Mine's good.
All right, Jeff, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, fatal attraction for the 21st century, how a woman used an Amazon Alexa to totally freak out her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. What? And our medical pro,
Me?
Dr. Pyle Coley, no, Al, tackles the latest COVID-19 headlines, including the likelihood of contracting the virus twice. That's coming up next.
This was
Welcome back to DBL. There's so much new COVID-19 information circulating. We're here to help make sense of it all. Our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, joining us live. Good morning, Doc. So first, we want you to weigh in on Johnson & Johnson delaying their vaccine trial. And we mentioned earlier they paused their clinical trials for a COVID-19 vaccine after a participant developed an unexplained illness. So, Dr. Coley, how common is it for something like this to happen during a vaccine trial?
Hi, Sam. Hi, Al.
Hey, Doc.
So I have to say that it is It is common to have these kind of conditions happen during a clinical trial. What is not common, what I found was really weird and cryptic, was why they called it an unexplained illness, because that almost makes it sound worse. Usually what we call these types of occurrences are adverse events. And adverse events happen all the time. They happen in our everyday life. We have car accidents, we get sick, we get into the hospital. If it happens to us when we're in a clinical trial, they usually pause the study to try to see if it might be related to the clinical trial intervention, in this case, the vaccine, or if the person got the placebo. So I'm not discouraged at all by the fact that this occurred. In fact, I'm really optimistic about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because it's a 1 dose only rather than a 2-dose regimen.
All right, Doc. Well, right now, antibody therapy, which is what the president received early on in his illness, is showing a lot of promise in treating COVID-19. But it's one of the most expensive types of therapy in all of medicine. So, Doc, why is that, and how will therapies like antibodies ever be affordable to the average person?
So antibody therapy is really, really cool. We've used it in things like autoimmune conditions, cancer, even in treating high cholesterol. And what's so great about antibody therapies is that they're very targeted proteins. So they go exactly where they're supposed to and have very few side effects. Now, the downside of antibody therapies, it's really expensive to make because you actually need genetically engineered mice to make these antibodies in the lab. And it's really expensive to administer because they have to be given through injection. You can't really take an antibody tablet. So because of that, greater than 80% of antibody therapy is only used in Europe, US, and Canada, and very few antibody therapies are used currently in the third world or in low-income countries. So I'd be really surprised if this therapy became accessible to the common person because it is extremely expensive.
Interesting. So lastly, we're learning that a 25-year-old man in Nevada is the first in the U.S. to contract COVID-19 twice. So what was his scenario, and what's the likelihood of it happening to anyone else?
So he started having symptoms and tested positive in April. Then his symptoms resolved and he actually tested negative. And then come June, he tested positive again because he had a recurrence of symptoms. And it turns out the second time around, he was exposed to a parent and got a different strain of the virus, and his symptoms were more severe. So a few key takeaways from this. The first is that this is not a common occurrence. It's only so far been reported in 4 people out of all the millions that have been infected, but it can occur. And so really it has implications for the vaccines because it shows us that we may need booster shots year after year, especially if the virus is mutating. And it also shows us that just because you've had it once doesn't mean you're immune. So you have to continue to do those things that we know stop the spread of the virus.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back. Of Cheryl and Karina Thin. The sisters died of COVID-19 just weeks apart. The sisters both worked in healthcare in Arizona and were members of the Navajo Nation. People often said they were joined at the hip and enjoyed laughing and goofing around. They helped raise each other's kids and were dedicated to helping their community. Their family want people to take this virus seriously, wear masks, and keep each other safe. They are in our thoughts.
Promotional consideration is brought.
Welcome back to DBL. Jeff is working from home, so we got a ton of comments in regard to the stolen artifacts. And Jeff, Darla says, I'm with Al. You can't blame a curse for your problems. Take some personal responsibility. Oh my gosh, he has it right there, folks.
Wait, hold it up again.
Hold it up. I'm going to read the more comments. Missy says, I would never steal from a sacred site. So many gladiators died in that Coliseum, Jeff. Tracy says, Jeff is a gladiator now that he stole some dirt. Okay, yeah. And Veronica writes, Jeff is tempting fate with that sand from the Coliseum. I'll say a prayer for you, Jeff.
He doesn't need to. He's a gladiator. He's good.
You have that by your bed?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I keep it by my bed. I got it 20 years ago, and I keep it by my bed, so I think I'm going to be okay. But thanks, everybody, for watching the show and trying to put me down for the things that I believe in, you losers.
First and foremost, the fact that if I told you I had a bottle of sand next to my bed that I took from Italy at the Coliseum, you would say something
I would completely
different.
believe you, and my only question would be just one, Sam?
What?
I feel like you've got bottles from all over the world in some kind of weird configuration for when the coming happens.
Oh, but if Jeff did it, it's all good.
Right. Two-man crew.
Wow. Ew. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Did a woman really use an Amazon Alexa to terrorize her ex's new girlfriend and surviving a sex cult? Yep, we're going to tell you all about it. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Al. Jeff joining us from home. I hope that bottle is no longer next to you. Don't curse me. Oh,
yes,
dear. It's in a Gatorade bottle. It's in a. At least you can like garner up some funds and get it a proper home, like a beautiful bottle.
It's an Italian peach iced tea bottle.
You can't even get that no more. I love it, Jeff.
Of course. No. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Hold on to your roses. The new season of The Bachelorette finally premieres tonight after months of production delays due to the pandemic. Claire Crawley finally met her man. The 39-year-old is rumored to have found love just 2 weeks into production. And we have a first look at some of that drama. Watch.
Oh, sick.
Holy like, what is going on?
I expected way more from the oldest Bachelorette.
I don't care what I've done to sit there and say you're the oldest Bachelorette. Guess what? I'm the oldest Bachelorette, this 39 that's standing here that's single, because I didn't settle for men like that.
I don't know what that means. Like, okay, do we get a new Bachelorette in here?
Wow. Now, as we've mentioned, Claire reportedly leaves the show and is replaced by former Bachelor contestant Tashay Adams. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeff, what do you make of the shakeup? And I'm not too cool with them age-shaming her.
Yeah, I mean, me neither, I guess. You know, that, whatever, to each their own. But I'm glad she did what her heart told her to do. She could have easily rode that out and then, you know, got all the accolades at the end, as well as the Us Weekly ads and whatever else they do at the end of their thing. Plus the plus the millions of followers they get, and then they go on and do endorsements. So she believed something in her heart, and she went after it. And I applaud her for doing what she did.
Do you buy this? I don't think you buy any of it, Al. I think you think it's all.
I think maybe this was something that I don't think anybody planned this, but I think that since this is now a thing, I think it's probably helped the franchise a little bit because it's now brought in, she's now almost like a martyr for older single women, which I think there are a lot of women that have gone after their career and now they're in their late 30s and now looking to get married. And that age shaming is a real thing. And you took to it, Sam. You're laughing, but like he made a point to say the oldest Bachelorette. A woman would not have said that to him. I'm
just watching you trying to like come up with something substantive when you talk about The Bachelor, Bachelorette, because I know you don't watch.
I'm a 90-day fiance kind of guy.
Okay. Well, in other Bachelor franchise news, former Bachelorette villain Luke Parker is being ordered to pay show producers $100,000 for violating his contract. According to Entertainment Tonight, Luke wasn't allowed to make any media appearances until 1 year after the show's final episode. But he did anyway. He even trashed the show and its production. Now, you remember that was the contestant that said he's going to save himself for marriage. He's a virgin. Jeff, you've been in a very well-known reality show. Did you have all these stipulations as well?
That's a good question.
When you left Big Brother?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before and after. I mean, you sign your life away pretty much. They own everything. Your contract is, I mean, it's ridiculous how much papers you sign, but you're just happy to be on the show. So you sign everything. But then they own everything. Your likeness, everything you've done on that show. And here's the part where it kind of gets blurry for some people. They tell you a lot of times, like before the show, like, hey, listen, you're going to be on the show, especially if you've already done it, right? Like, you know what's coming up. You know not to tell anybody. A lot of these people now on shows, I always follow the rules. I don't know, I'm that nerd who always did that because I respected the show, even though they didn't respect me at times. I'm going to leave that there. But I respected it. But now, if you see people going on a second and third time, they all communicate, even though they're not supposed to, before the shows. That goes for The Bachelor, that goes for Big Brother, that goes for any show. They're all in communication, even though they shouldn't be. So even though you sign your life away, people still do what they want to do,
Jeff,
right?
let me ask a question really quickly. I think maybe the audience is wondering this too. Do you think there's a chance, because of all that paperwork, that he did not know he couldn't have done that? Or you think he absolutely knew and just broke the rules?
He knew.
You know, he probably knew, but he didn't. I mean, all of that stuff that everybody does that people kind of just like, whatever, they talk before the show, they could all get a lawsuit. So he probably wasn't thinking they'd go to that extent, and they did. So now he's got to handle it, and he's the one who signed the paper. So I don't know how he's going to get his way out, his way out.
100 grand, that's crazy. That's a lot of money, especially right now. Former Dynasty star Catherine Oxenberg and her daughter are speaking out about the NXIVM sex cult. So during an interview on GMA, Catherine says she actually introduced her daughter India into the cult, which was branded as a self-help organization. India claims during her 7 years that she was forced to have sex with the founder, Keith Raniere, against her will, and was even burned and branded with his initials. Here is what she had to say.
It was a trap, and it was a ploy for Keith to enslave women for his own sexual desires. The relationship took a different turn and became sexual when I was commanded to do a seduction assignment. That was the beginning of continual sexual abuse, and I didn't see it as that at the time. I would describe that sexual relationship as rape. I had given collateral, which automatically removes my choice.
Wow, Catherine's attempt to free her daughter from the cult is part of the HBO series The Vow. And, you know, not only were a lot of these women recruited, already, you know, disenfranchised, but also they were blackmailed. And some of the abhorrent acts that these young women had to endure, I can't even fathom going through that and coming out of it normal afterwards.
I've been watching this, Sam and Jeff. Jeff, I don't know if you've been watching this, but it is a slow indoctrination process, as it does seem with most cults. It starts off like, hey, we just want to help and heal the world, and then it starts with he was making them starve themselves. And what she was saying with collateral, for any of our viewers that don't know what that is, it would be like you, Sam, or you, Jeff, going on videotape and recording yourself saying, I know my partner, my husband, Mark, committed 5 bank robberies, or I know my wife, Jordan, did. Yeah, and then then you send that to them, and now they have that over your head. So if you try and leave, they will release that to the public, whether it's true or not. In a lot of cases, it was not true. And in this case, Mr. Keith Raniere, what he did, instead of going after kind of like air quotes regular people, he went after super wealthy children of incredible wealth that felt like they hadn't done anything in their life because they haven't had to work. And he said, this will be the first thing that you can do, that you can say that you did by yourself without your parents. And he indoctrinated these people. It's an incredible documentary.
Horrible. Have you seen the documentary, Jeff?
Yes, I have. I'm following it right now. Spoiler alert, because they're in the middle of getting that girl, India, her daughter, back. So they don't technically get her back right now in the show. So I'm glad she's back. I know they kind of broke down that whole NXIVM thing and stuff. Like, I don't know where he's at right now, but I'm sure he's in jail. But it's fascinating how, like, the human mind works. I'm so interested in things like that, because this one is, instead of like a cult that you see usually, this one, they're going in for positive reasons, right? So I might have been attracted to something like that at one point in my life, because they all had good intentions going in, but he just slowly chips away, and like Al said, gets that collateral, whether it be a naked photo or whether it be, and then starts taking them over in a different way. So it's fascinating.
Yeah, and just to your point, Jeff, you mentioned him being in jail 15 years to life. I hope he's in there for life.
I don't think he'll ever see the light of day.
Considering all the lives he ruined. I want to leave our viewers with a crisis line. Okay, anybody out there, whether you are currently or have suffered any sexual assault trauma, please call that hotline. Well, a woman in London is being accused of hacking into her ex-boyfriend's Amazon Alexa in order to scare his new girlfriend. The woman is facing charges over allegedly using the virtual assistant to flash lights inside her former boyfriend's home. She also allegedly spoke through the device, telling his new lady to scram.
Did this take place in the 60s?
Anyone with a passcode to an Alexa account can take control of a device remotely. Whoa, would you guys do that?
No, I would not, because I'm not a crazy ex. But I think that, you know, we're going to see more and more of this, Jeff. The more your house is wired up for you to take advantage of all the good things, there are going to be people that now have access.
So with the lights, was she trying to scare it like there was a ghost there, Jeff?
No, she was trying to get ready for Christmas, Sam. Yes, she was trying to scare her. What do you think she was doing? Having a
That's
rave?
terrifying. I once lifted a girlfriend over that spent the night at my house. So I used to have twin beds, right, when I was like in grade school. And I once snuck stuck under her bed, and you can lift the bed like underneath if you're underneath it with your legs. And I lifted it up and started shaking it, and she thought she was floating in the air. It was terrifying. I felt, Carrie Holcomb, I love you, and I'm so sorry, Carrie Holcomb. That must have been
You don't love her enough to terrify her in the middle of her night.
I was in 6th grade. It was good.
I'm sure she thinks about that every night, Sam. I hope you're happy.
We'll be right back.
Sunset star Christine Quinn. Viewers love to hate her, but what does she really think of playing the villain?
It was just dumb blonde, dumb blonde, dumb blonde. And I was like, I want to be the villain.
That's tomorrow on DBL.
Closed cap.
Welcome back to DBL. 4 of the original dance moms from the popular reality show have reunited to launch a new podcast, and they're spilling the tea, let me tell you. Earlier, Stephanie caught up with Melissa Casoni and Holly Frazier to find out more. Take a look.
Hello, Melissa and Holly. Welcome to DBL. Melissa, I need to know, what was it like getting back together with the other OG dance moms to launch your new podcast because Mom said so?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I mean, it was so exciting. We talk on the phone, but when we actually got together, it was like we never left each other.
In the first episode, you guys talk about students returning to school, and as COVID cases are rising, I need to know, Holly, you work in education, so I want to know, how are you managing this new reality as a mom?
For me, it's really making sure that they're following the proper guidelines, reminding them that they're not invincible, that they are part of a community, and that they have to do their part with social distancing and wearing a mask. This is about public safety. This is not political. And as an educator, making sure that they're following their school guidelines. It's a really interesting way of learning right now.
I love it. I mean, it's got to be hard work for everyone. I completely get that, but you guys you're killing it. And wait, Melissa, I've got a good one for you. Right, Maddie just turned 18 and got a tattoo, and you were actually really excited for her. So explain why she got the tattoo and why you think it was a responsible move.
When we had like a little tattoo party, and she just watched and she said, I'm not getting a tattoo until I'm 18 because I'm an adult then, and then I can decide whether or not I want one. So I was excited for, she's just so mature, but I was excited for the tattoo that she did get because it's my mom's name, and it's also Mackenzie's middle name and my niece's middle name.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I completely understand why you're like, yes, absolutely, you can do that. That's so sentimental and sweet. It's lovely.
Oh yeah, I was so thrilled, and Mackenzie was so excited as well.
Holly, I need to ask you, what was it like for Nia being one of the only Black girls on her dance teams?
She faced everything from simple challenges like trying to find the right color tights that match her skin tone, the right type flesh-colored shoes to match her skin tone, which was always a point of frustration for us because instead of just looking at her as a dancer, she would get typecast. And that was frustrating for Nia because she felt as though that people couldn't see beyond just her ethnicity.
And obviously Dance Moms is what brought you all together. But Melissa, I need to know, how do you feel about Abby Lee Miller wanting credit for the success of your girls?
All of our girls are so successful, kind, and humble, and they learned it from us as moms. And I think that's really important to know that the girls are really successful from the show and they know where they came from.
You know what? I agree with Melissa. It's a historical record. The kids were part of Dance Moms, the Abby Lee Dance Company. Nothing will take that away.
We always say it takes a village, right, huh?
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Melissa and Holly, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on Daily Blast Live. And DBL Nation, you guys can check out their brand new podcast, Because Mom Said So, on Apple or on Spotify. And we will be right back after this.
Ladies.
Today on DBL, a TikTok granny who's taking social media by storm, and two OG dance moms.
Welcome back to DBL. TikTok isn't just for kids anymore. Earlier, Tori sat down with Granny Coy Bundy in today's DBL Spotlight.
Granny Coy Bundy, welcome to DBL. You have just taken TikTok over. I wanted to know, were you at all intimidated to join this app that's made for Gen Z? Because, I don't know what I'm doing.
It was fun until I danced. When I danced, then everything kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then you have to show your whole body.
Oh.
And yeah, I never showed my entire body, even on Facebook after I had my last kid.
Wow.
And when I did it, it was like empowering.
That's incredible that dance can sometimes do that, but how awesome as a silver lining to all of this amazing success that you got to feel empowered by your gorgeous body. Bravo. Your Dance to the Savage remix by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce blew up. It's been shared millions of times. Sassy, moody, nasty, acting stupid. What was happening? What does it feel like to go viral?
Well, you know, it's amazing that people out there, that they love this eccentric woman from Des Moines. Like, you know, it's insane that, you know, so many people embraced me and accepted me for exactly who I was. And then when Tina Knowles, Miss Tina, when she posted me on her page doing the remix with Beyonce, oh my gosh, I cried. I literally cried.
Oh my God, it's Miss Tina. Of course you cry. Of course you cry. We all would. That's enormous. So you bagged him. I'm a savage. All right, moving on to sort of a more serious topic here. A lot of gang violence actually started in your city due to cyberbullying. How did that inspire you to help kids on TikTok, your own and any other kids that are out there?
Well, so my son and his cousins, they all hung around each other, and he had a best friend who grew up with the family. And the best friend got shot on Thanksgiving a few years ago in front of my son. And that's when I decided that I wanted to change the outcome of the children. I wanted to provide them with positive role models, positive reinforcement, letting them know that being in the Granny Love Gang is better than being in any gang in the streets. And due to that, I set my tone on my page and my platforms that no negative comments are okay. You know, I either address them or I delete them.
We talk a lot on the show, to be super honest, about social media and how wonderful it is. We're on social media as part of our show, but we also do see a lot of truly awful things on social media that can lead to what we're seeing in higher suicide rates and mental health issues with teenagers. So, wow, I just want to be part of the Granny Love Gang. Can I be part of that? Am I in it?
Yes.
She said yes. Awesome. Okay. I wanted to know what your kids think of your TikTok fame.
So my oldest son is 24 years old, and he feels like he's famous himself. You know, he's always trying to clout chase with me, you know. The 22-year-old, my assistant, he's like socially awkward. Nice. So he's happy, but he's not too happy. And the one that just turned 16 years old today, he doesn't care at all about it. Unless it makes money, he has nothing to say about it.
I just want to say, in a world in which I get a tummy ache every morning, thank you for being you, for making us smile. Thank you so much for stopping by. You guys have to check out her TikTok videos. Follow her at Granny Coy Bundy. Again, best part of my day right now. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration.
Welcome back to DBL. So doorbell cameras catch a lot of things. Well, here's a really cool moment caught on camera. This is a Stanford University professor waking up his colleague at 2 a.m. to tell him they've won the Nobel Prize in Economics. Watch.
Paul? It's Bob Wilson. Yeah. You've won the Nobel Prize. And so they're trying to reach you, but they cannot. They don't seem to have a number for you.
We gave them your cell phone number.
Yeah, I have. Wow. That's right, yeah. Okay.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Just not even enthusiastic at all. Just amazing.
That scientist, I spent the first third of my life around scientists, and they're just kind of obsessed with their work. This is a great thing, but he'll be right back at work the next day. So I love it.
Even keeled, I know. And before we go, we have a very special shout out. Jeff, take it away.
Yeah, again, happy birthday, Mr. Jackson, Al's dad, and happy birthday to my oldest son, Ross, and he turns 4 today.
Oh, my
goodness. I can't believe it. So we're going to celebrate barbecue, have some cake. So I love you, buddy, to many more.
Love you, Lawson.
Time is flying.
Bye, Jeff.
Congrats.
Bye, Al. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Fears over another coronavirus surge have some people panicking. Is it time to stockpile groceries again? A tourist's confession about a 15-year curse. The stolen artifacts. A woman returned to Italy after a big streak of bad luck. A terrifying encounter with a mountain lion caught on camera.
Go away, please go away.
How a man survived being stalked by the big cat for a scary 6 minutes.
No!
And our interview with a TikTok granny who danced her way to more than 1 million followers. Plus 2 of the original dance moms tell us what they really think about Abby Lee Miller.
All of our girls are so successful, kind, and humble, and they learned it from us as moms.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, October 13th.
My dad's
Sam.
birthday, shout out. Yes.
Really? Happy
yes.
birthday to your
Shout
father.
out to Otha, that's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anything to honor him today?
Oh, just gonna have a good day and call my kids and see them this week.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, joining us from home. Hey, Jeffrey.
And Jeff, it's also Lawson's birthday, correct?
Yes, it is.
That's right. It's Lawson's birthday, too. Well, we got that connection, October 13th.
That's right.
So sweet. Happy birthday, Lawson. We'll have a little something for him at the end of the
that's
show.
my man.
So stay tuned for that. All right, so Amy Coney Barrett is back for round 2. She's got a long day ahead, full of questions from senators. Already, the Supreme Court nominee has been pressed on hot topics like Roe v. Wade.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe was wrongly decided?
Senator, I completely understand why you are asking the question, but again, I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda, because I'm not.
Judge Barrett also introduced her family this morning. 6 of her 7 kids are sitting right behind her. Now, she did mention how hard this process has been, not only as a nominee for her, but as a mother. Jeff,
We knew that our lives would be combed over for any negative detail. We knew that our faith would be caricatured. We knew our family would be attacked. And so we had to decide whether those difficulties would be worth it, because what sane person would go through that if there wasn't a benefit on the other side? And the benefit, I think, is that I'm committed to the rule of law and the role of the Supreme Court in dispensing equal justice for all.
Jeff, after watching this, did you have an opinion on her? What do you make of all of it?
Well, I like how she tries to be impartial, right? I mean, it's hard for things in your life. It's hard for me to do that in my real life. My feelings and things that I get inside, I take into my real life with me. You know, it's sometimes when I don't like somebody, it shows, you know? So for someone to have that kind of character and actually do that in real life, I commend her for that. Will she do that? I don't know.
Yeah, and Jeff, that's the thing. You don't know because we didn't get a full answer. I think when we're asking about things like Roe v. Wade, no matter where you fall in terms of the argument, I think we should know, especially since this is a job you're going to have. She's a young woman, maybe 40 years. I think we need to have these tough questions, and like you should have to answer that. I mean, like we're entrusting you with a lot here. So
this is the time to answer those questions.
Right.
But I will say, no matter how you feel about her ideologies, treat the woman with respect. Listen,
Definitely.
I completely differ from her ideologies, but some of the threats to her and her family that I've seen online is absolutely abhorrent.
I've said for a long time, we need to do something about online threats.
It's terrible.
I can't believe you can do that.
This is a mother, and these are innocent children. It's terrible. Okay, so let's talk numbers, you guys. And we hate to say it, but the latest statistics coming out about the pandemic, well, they're scary. Yesterday, more than 45,000 new cases of coronavirus were reported, and that's not all. Experts are predicting that another 181,000 Americans will die by February. Here's what Dr. Fauci has to say about it.
I hope these numbers that you're quoting, which are absolutely correct numbers, jolt the American public into the realization that we really cannot let this happen. We are not talking about shutting down. We're talking about simple public health measures. As simple as they sound, are really quite effective. And that's what we say over and over again.
Wow. When we were first quarantined in March, who would have thought that we would still be here? Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson just stopped testing their vaccine after someone in their trial became sick. They were in stage 4 of testing. And if all of this has you feeling worried, let me tell you, you are not alone. A new poll shows that more than half of Americans are already stockpiling and buying groceries in bulk for the winter. Jeff, are you ready for another stockpile frenzy? Are you going to partake? Remember that? There was no toilet paper.
Yes.
People were hoarding toilet paper
Clorox,
and sanitizer.
yeah.
Right. What do you make of this? Are you going to stockpile?
No, absolutely not, Sam. I don't want to scare the American public either by passing on this message. Everything's open. The reason why we stockpiled is because things were shut down and we weren't supposed to leave our house for 2 weeks. Obviously, nobody did that. So things are going to continue to stay open. Supplies are going to continue to come in. But people are going to continue to die if people don't want to follow a couple simple rules like washing your hands and wearing a mask and keeping social distance. That's what I'm going to continue to do, Sam. It's protected me and my family so far. I'm going to listen to the doctors until we have a vaccine.
And Jeff, that's exactly what I think. It's like Dr. Fauci said, we don't have to go to extreme lockdown procedures. Just a couple simple steps that you would probably do anyway. Wash your hands. A lot of us for the winter would have a scarf over our mouth anyway.
Wear a mask.
But it's just the fact that the highest voices get amplified, the loudest voices, because of algorithms, get amplified, and they convince the American people that if you put a mask on, you're going to have to close your business and never see your parents. And in a weird way, because we are not doing the simple things, it's going to get extreme. So it's very disheartening because it seems pretty easy.
Right. I know. Well, let's just hope. That's all I can say. Hey, if you're facing some bad luck in your life, maybe check your house for some ancient artifacts. Ooh, these artifacts on your screen are from Pompeii. They were taken by a Canadian woman 15 years ago, back when she was just 21. She just sent them back with an apology letter because she believes they're cursed. In a letter to the Archaeological Park of Pompeii, she told them she's faced nothing but hardship in her life since swiping them from their original site. Do you believe this, Al?
No, Jeff, I believe that, if you're the kind of person that steals artifacts, that you're going to make another set of poor decisions throughout your 20s, which it appears that this woman did.
No.
She was a thief at a museum.
No.
She messed up. She blew it. She blew her 20s. Now her 30s clearly aren't going great. And now we're supposed to pretend like it's magic. It's decisions. It's your choices.
Okay, first of all, she was young, and I'm not condoning it.
She's
it's terrible.
21, Sam.
But, yeah,
She's a grown woman.
Okay. Well, listen, these are the items that she stole, just for our viewers. 2 pieces of a vase, 1 piece of the ceramic wall. Now, you have to understand that 2,000 souls lost their life that day. 2,000 people in that volcanic eruption. Ash covered the entire city. People died instantly. So I definitely think that there's some vengeance from somebody that's going to steal from. I think there's 2,000 souls out there that wanted some vengeance, Jeff. Am I being silly?
Well, no, not necessarily. To each their own. Like where your mind goes, energy flows, and you could put power into an object, into a rock, into
Jeff,
a place.
Are you co-signing Sam's craziness about superpowers of dead people? Are you serious?
Here's what I'm saying. If you believe it, it's true, right? So if she believes that these have powers that are against her, it's true. I actually took some dirt and sand from the Colosseum when I was in Rome in Italy, and it's next to my bed where I sleep, so it gives me power, but strength, right? So I have it as a strength symbol. She sees it as a weakness symbol, and it's how you view it.
Jeffrey, first of all, that's not sand.
What?
That's marble from the Vatican, okay?
No. I got it off the ground. They brought that sand in. It's not like the gladiators fought on that. It's like off the ground.
You don't know that.
Off
What
of this
are you
deck that
guys
they built.
talking about?
I'm nervous.
Are you serious right now?
I'm nervous for you,
This is
Jeff.
like Thor's origin story. There's no stop making up magic.
Hold on. I do believe in Jeff. What was your thing? The energy flows or whatever? I agree with that.
I don't know. Just watch the last X-Men. I'm sure they said
your
it there
mind
too.
goes, energy flows.
Yes.
So listen, it goes back to this. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Her object can't. My object can.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah, I do believe in positive reinforcement and just like affirmations and how negativity can draw negativity. I agree with you there, but I also think that 2,000 souls can have some sort of power. In my opinion. I know I sound crazy.
Yeah.
I sound bananas.
You said it on TV too.
If your mind believes it, then yes, you're right.
I wouldn't advise anybody to take a relic. It's not cool, guys. Jeff, stick around, guys. Al, I hate you. Coming up on DBL, we're talking to a sassy granny who's making a big splash on social media. It's easy to see why. From a sneaky mountain lion, you guys, with its eye on a hiker, to a little boy who's more brave than a lot of grown men. We've got viral videos we can't get enough of. And don't worry, they're all okay. We'll be right back.
See.
Back to DBL. Okay, so wait until you see this. A hiker in Utah had a run-in with a mountain lion that lasted a heart-stopping 6 minutes, and the guy managed to film the whole thing. Here's some of the terrifying encounter.
No. No. This is not fun. Go get your babies. Go away. Yeah, get the away from me.
Aww.
Was that heartwarming for you?
Well, let me give you some tips, okay? Because I really did some research on how to survive a mountain lion. So, number one, the mountain lion was just protecting its territory. They have a 100-mile territory. That's a rather large territory. And this mountain lion perhaps had some cubs she was also protecting. If you do run into a mountain lion, they do not like confrontation. They dislike it. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stay calm, and you're actually supposed to talk calmly, but, and they capitalize but, firmly to it. So calm, but firm. And then you want to give it an escape route.
So like the first day as a nanny.
What?
That's how you talk to children. Calm but firm.
No, you're calm and firm, and then you give it an escape route. You're welcome.
How about the whole forest? That mountain lion could have left anytime it wanted to.
Jeff, you're welcome.
I was going to let Al just get in on this one.
I'll just say this, Jeff. First of all, that was the least intimidating mountain lion I've ever seen.
Are you kidding me?
Did you see its swinging techniques? It looked like an 8th grader. Should have had a book bag on. That mountain lion is embarrassing. It was able to be chased away with a rock.
What was this move it was doing?
It's like, I don't know.
It had like a seal
That mountain
move.
lion didn't want any. It was just doing that.
It had a seal move. Okay, we have another video.
A terrified mountain lion. Who cares?
Check out this other crazy video. 4 armed intruders break into a home in Indiana with a mother and a son inside. Can you imagine? The 5-year-old tries to fight back, throwing a toy at them, and eventually lunges at one of the intruders. Now, the bad guys took off. Police are still looking for them, but both the mom and the boy are okay, but of course shaken up from the whole thing. Wow, can you believe this young boy trying to protect his mom, Jeff?
Wow, I mean,
what a hero.
That would be, if I found out, if they came in my house and did that to my kids and I found out who they were before the police were, I might be the one in jail.
Same.
Yeah. But you know what, Jeff? This made me think about that story we did maybe 3 months ago, where it wasn't the pit bull, but the dog attacked that young boy's sister, and the kid stood up for his sister. And remember, Chris Evans then video messaged him saying he was Captain America. I really feel like there's something innate in human beings to protect their own, and this little kid showed no fear, unlike that mountain lion, and chased those people away. So shout out to that kid.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm actually distracted by all the comments against Jeff. People are worried about Jeff from stealing a relic from the
Jeff
Coliseum.
took dirt. It's not a relic.
A lot of people are nervous about you, buddy.
Hey, for the next segment, I'll go get it. Dude, it turned me into a gladiator. That lady's got a weak mind. Mine's good.
All right, Jeff, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, fatal attraction for the 21st century, how a woman used an Amazon Alexa to totally freak out her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. What? And our medical pro, Dr. Payal Kohli, tackles the latest COVID-19 headlines, including the likelihood of contracting the virus twice. That's coming up next.
This was when
Welcome back to DBL. There's so much new COVID-19 information circulating. We're here to help make sense of it all. Our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, joining us live. Good morning, Doc. So first, we want you to weigh in on Johnson & Johnson delaying their vaccine trial. And we mentioned earlier they paused their clinical trials for a COVID-19 vaccine after a participant developed an unexplained illness. So, Dr. Kohli, how common is it for something like this to happen during a vaccine trial?
Hi, Sam. Hi, Al.
Hey, Doc.
So I have to say that it is
It is common to have these kind of conditions happen during a clinical trial. What is not common, what I found was really weird and cryptic, was why they called it an unexplained illness, because that almost makes it sound worse. Usually what we call these types of occurrences are adverse events. And adverse events happen all the time. They happen in our everyday life. We have car accidents, we get sick, we get into the hospital. If it happens to us when we're in a clinical trial, they usually pause the study to try to see if it might be related to the clinical trial intervention, in this case, the vaccine, or if the person got the placebo. So I'm not discouraged at all by the fact that this occurred. In fact, I'm really optimistic about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because it's a 1-dose only rather than a 2-dose regimen.
All right, Doc. Well, right now, antibody therapy, which is what the president received early on in his illness, is showing a lot of promise in treating COVID-19. But it's one of the most expensive types of therapy in all of medicine, So, Doc, why is that, and how will therapies like antibodies ever be affordable to the average person?
So antibody therapy is really, really cool. We've used it in things like autoimmune conditions, cancer, even in treating high cholesterol. And what's so great about antibody therapies is that they're very targeted proteins. So they go exactly where they're supposed to and have very few side effects. Now, the downside of antibody therapies, it's really expensive to make because you actually need genetically engineered mice to make these antibodies in the lab. And it's really expensive to administer because they have to be given through injection. You can't really take an antibody tablet. So because of that, greater than 80% of antibody therapy is only used in Europe, US, and Canada, and very few antibody therapies are used currently in the third world or in low-income countries. So I'd be really surprised if this therapy became accessible to the common person because it is extremely expensive.
Interesting. So lastly, we're learning that a 25-year-old man in Nevada is the first in the U.S. to contract COVID-19 twice. So what was his scenario, and what's the likelihood of it happening to anyone else?
So he started having symptoms and tested positive in April. Then his symptoms resolved and he actually tested negative. And then come June, he tested positive again because he had a recurrence of symptoms. And it turns out the second time around, he was exposed to a parent and got a different strain of the virus, and his symptoms were more severe. So a few key takeaways from this. The first is that this is not a common occurrence. It's only so far been reported in 4 people out of all the millions that have been infected, but it can occur. And so really it has implications for the vaccines because it shows us that we may need booster shots year after year, especially if the virus is mutating. And it also shows us that just because you've had it once doesn't mean you're immune. So you have to continue to do those things that we know stop the spread of the virus.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back. We would like to take time to honor the memory of Cheryl and Karina Thin. The sisters died of COVID-19 just weeks apart. The sisters both worked in healthcare in Arizona and were members of the Navajo Nation. People often said they were joined at the hip and enjoyed laughing and goofing around. They helped raise each other's kids and were dedicated to helping their community. Their family want people to take this virus seriously, wear masks, and keep each other safe. They are in our thoughts.
Promotional consent.
Today on DBL, a TikTok granny who's taking social media by storm, and 2 OG dance moms. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's today on DBL.
Welcome back to DBL. Jeff is working from home, so we got a ton of comments in regard to the stolen artifacts. And Jeff, Darla says, I'm with Al. You can't blame a curse for your problems. Take some personal responsibility. Oh my gosh, he has it right there, folks.
Wait, hold it up again.
Hold it up. I'm going to read the more comments. Missy says, I would never steal from a sacred site. So many gladiators died in that Coliseum, Jeff. Tracy says, Jeff is a gladiator now that he stole some dirt. Okay, yeah. And Veronica writes, Jeff is tempting fate with that sand from the Coliseum. I'll say a prayer for you, Jeff.
He doesn't need to. He's a gladiator. He's good.
You have that by your bed?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I keep it by my bed. I got it 20 years ago, and I keep it by my bed, so I think I'm going to be okay. But thanks, everybody, for watching the show and trying to put me down for the things that I believe in, you losers.
First and foremost, the fact that if I told you I had a bottle of sand next to my bed that I took from Italy at the Coliseum, you would say something
I would completely
different.
believe you, and my only question would be just one, Sam?
What?
I feel like you've got bottles from all over the world in some kind of weird configuration for when the coming happens.
Oh, but if Jeff did it, it's all good.
Right, two-man crew.
Wow. Ew. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Did a woman really use an Amazon Alexa to terrorize her ex's new girlfriend and surviving a sex cult? Yep, we're going to tell you all about it. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Live, we're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Al. Jeff joining us from home. I hope that bottle is no longer next to you. Don't curse me. Oh,
yes,
dear. It's in a Gatorade bottle. It's in a at least you can like garner up some funds and get it a proper home, like a beautiful bottle.
It's an Italian peach iced tea bottle.
You can't even get that no more. I love it, Jeff.
Of course. No. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Hold on to your roses. The new season of The Bachelorette finally premieres tonight after months of production delays due to the pandemic. Claire Crawley finally met her man. The 39-year-old is rumored to have found love just 2 weeks into production. And we have a first look at some of that drama. Watch.
Oh, sick.
Holy like, what is going on? I expected way more from the oldest Bachelorette.
I don't care what I've done to sit there and say you're the oldest Bachelorette. Guess what? I'm the oldest Bachelorette, this 39 that's standing here that's single, because I didn't settle for men like that.
I don't know what that means. Like, okay, do we get a new Bachelorette in here?
Wow. Now, as we've mentioned, Claire reportedly leaves the show and is replaced by former Bachelor contestant Tashay Adams. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeff, what do you make of the shakeup? And I'm not too cool with them age-shaming her.
Yeah, I mean, me neither, I guess. You know, that, whatever, to each their own. But I'm glad she did what her heart told her to do. She could have easily rode that out and then, you know, got all the accolades at the end, as well as the Us Weekly ads and whatever else they do at the end of their thing. Plus the plus the millions of followers they get, and then they go on and do endorsements. So she believed something in her heart, and she went after it. And I applaud her for doing what she did.
Do you buy this? I don't think you buy any of it, Al. I think you think it's all.
I think maybe this was something that I don't think anybody planned this, but I think that since this is now a thing, I think it's probably helped the franchise a little bit because it's now brought in, she's now almost like a martyr for older single women, which I think there are a lot of women that have gone after their career and now they're in their late 30s and now looking to get married. And that age shaming is a real thing. And you took to it, Sam. You're laughing, but like he made a point to say the oldest Bachelorette. A woman would not have said that to him.
I'm just watching you trying to like come up with something substantive when you talk about The Bachelor, Bachelorette, because I know you don't watch.
I'm a 90-day fiance kind of guy.
Okay. Well, in other Bachelor franchise news, former Bachelorette villain Luke Parker is being ordered to pay show producers $100,000 for violating his contract. According to Entertainment Tonight, Luke wasn't allowed to make any media appearances until 1 year after the show's final episode. But he did anyway. He even trashed the show and its production. Now, you remember that was the contestant that said he's going to save himself for marriage. He's a virgin. Jeff, you've been in a very well-known reality show. Did you have all these stipulations as well?
That's a good question.
When you left Big Brother?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before and after. I mean, you sign your life away pretty much. They own everything. Your contract is, I mean, it's ridiculous how much papers you sign, but you're just happy to be on the show. So you sign everything. But then they own everything. Your likeness, everything you've done on that show. And here's the part where it kind of gets blurry for some people. They tell you a lot of times, like before the show, like, hey, listen, you're going to be on the show, especially if you've already done it, right? Like, you know what's coming up. You know not to tell anybody. A lot of these people now on shows, I always follow the rules. I don't know, I'm that nerd who always did that because I respected the show, even though they didn't respect me at times. I'm going to leave that there. But I respected it. But now, if you see people going on a second and third time, they all communicate, even though they're not supposed to, before the shows. That goes for The Bachelor. That goes for Big Brother. That goes for any show. They're all in communication, even though they shouldn't be. So even though you sign your life away, people still do what they want to do,
Jeff,
right?
let me ask a question really quickly. I think maybe the audience is wondering this too. Do you think there's a chance, because of all that paperwork, that he did not know he couldn't have done that? Or you think he absolutely knew and just broke the rules?
He knew.
Yeah, he probably knew, but he didn't. I mean, all of that stuff that everybody does that people kind of just like, whatever, they talk before the show, they could all get a lawsuit. So he probably wasn't thinking they'd go to that extent, and they did. So now he's got to handle it, and he's the one who signed the paper. So I don't know how he's going to get his way out, his way out.
100 grand, that's crazy. That's a lot of money, especially right now. Former Dynasty star Catherine Oxenberg and her daughter are speaking out about the NXIVM sex cult. So during an interview on GMA, Catherine says she actually introduced her daughter India into the cult, which was branded as a self-help organization. India claims during her 7 years that she was forced to have sex with the founder, Keith Raniere, against her will, and was even burned and branded with his initials. Here is what she had to say.
It was a trap, and it was a ploy for Keith to enslave women for his own sexual desires. The relationship took a different turn and became sexual when I was commanded to do a seduction assignment. That was the beginning of continual sexual abuse, and I didn't see it as that at the time. I would describe that sexual relationship as rape. I had given collateral, which automatically removes my choice.
Wow, Catherine's attempt to free her daughter from the cult is part of the HBO series The Vow. And, you know, not only were a lot of these women recruited, already, you know, disenfranchised, but also they were blackmailed. And some of the abhorrent acts that these young women had to endure, I can't even fathom going through that and coming out of it normal afterwards.
I've been watching this, Sam and Jeff. Jeff, I don't know if you've been watching this, but it is a slow indoctrination process, as it does seem with most cults. It starts off like, hey, we just want to help and heal the world, and then it starts with he was making them starve themselves. And what she was saying with collateral, for any of our viewers that don't know what that is, it would be like you, Sam, or you, Jeff, going on videotape and recording yourself saying, I know my partner, my husband, Mark, committed 5 bank robberies, or I know my wife, Jordan, did. Yeah, and then then you send that to them, and now they have that over your head. So if you try and leave, they will release that to the public, whether it's true or not. In a lot of cases, it was not true. And in this case, Mr. Keith Raniere, what he did, instead of going after kind of like air quotes regular people, he went after super wealthy children of incredible wealth that felt like they hadn't done anything in their life because they haven't had to work. And he said this will be the first thing that you can do, that you can say that you did by yourself without your parents. And he indoctrinated these people. It's an incredible documentary.
Horrible. Have you seen the documentary, Jeff?
Yes, I have. I'm following it right now. Spoiler alert, because they're in the middle of getting that girl, India, her daughter, back. So they don't technically get her back right now on the show. So I'm glad she's back. I know they kind of broke down that whole NXIVM thing and stuff. Like, I don't know where he's at right now, but I'm sure he's in jail. But it's fascinating how, like, the human mind works. I'm so interested in things like that, because this one is, instead of like a cult that you see usually, this one, they're going in for positive reasons, right? So I might have been attracted to something like that at one point in my life, because they all had good intentions going in, but he just slowly chips away, and like Al said, gets that collateral, whether it be a naked photo or whether it be, and then starts taking them over in a different way. So it's fascinating.
Yeah, and just to your point, Jeff, you mentioned him being in jail, 15 years to life. I hope he's in there for life.
I don't think he'll ever see the light of day.
Considering all the lives he ruined. I want to leave our viewers with a crisis line. Okay, anybody out there, whether you are currently or have suffered any sexual assault trauma, please call that hotline. Well, a woman in London is being accused of hacking into her ex-boyfriend's Amazon Alexa in order to scare his new girlfriend. The woman is facing charges over allegedly using the virtual assistant to flash lights inside her former boyfriend's home. She also allegedly spoke through the device, telling his new lady to scram.
Did this take place in the 60s?
Anyone with a passcode to an Alexa account can take control of a device remotely. Whoa, would you guys do that?
No, I would not, because I'm not a crazy ex. But I think that you know, we're going to see more and more of this, Jeff. The more your house is wired up for you to take advantage of all the good things, there are going to be people that now have access.
So with the lights, was she trying to scare it like there was a ghost there, Jeff?
No, she was trying to get ready for Christmas, Sam. Yes, she was trying to scare her. What do you think she was doing? Having a
That's
rave?
terrifying. I once lifted a girlfriend over that spent the night at my house. So I used to have twin beds, right, when I was like in grade school. And I once snuck under her bed, and you can lift the bed like underneath if you're underneath it with your legs. And I lifted it up and started shaking it, and she thought she was floating in the air. It was terrifying. I felt, Carrie Holcomb, I love you, and I'm so sorry, Carrie Holcomb. That must have been
You don't love her enough to terrify her in the middle of her night.
I was in 6th grade. It was good.
I'm sure she thinks about that every night, Sam. I hope you're happy.
We'll be right back.
Selling Sunset star Christine Quinn. Viewers love to hate her, but what does she really think of playing the villain?
It was just dumb blonde, dumb blonde, dumb blonde. And I was like, I want to be the villain.
That's tomorrow on DBL.
Closed cap.
Welcome back to DBL. 4 of the original dance moms from the popular reality show have reunited to launch a new podcast, and they're spilling the tea, let me tell you. Earlier, Stephanie caught up with Melissa Casoni and Holly Frazier to find out more. Take a look.
Hello, Melissa and Holly. Welcome to DBL. Melissa, I need to know, what was it like getting back together with the other OG dance moms to launch your new podcast because Mom said so?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I mean, it was so exciting. We talk on the phone, but when we actually got together, it was like we never left each other.
In the first episode, you guys talk about students returning to school, and as COVID cases are rising, I need to know, Holly, you work in education, so I want to know, how are you managing this new reality as a mom?
For me, it's really making sure that they're following the proper guidelines, reminding them that they're not invincible, that they are part of a community, and that they have to do their part with social distancing and wearing a mask. This is about public safety. This is not political. And as an educator, making sure that they're following their school guidelines. It's a really interesting way of learning right now.
I love it. I mean, it's got to be hard work for everyone. I completely get that, but you guys you're killing it. And wait, Melissa, I've got a good one for you. Right, Maddie just turned 18 and got a tattoo, and you were actually really excited for her. So explain why she got the tattoo and why you think it was a responsible move.
When we had like a little tattoo party, and she just watched and she said, I'm not getting a tattoo until I'm 18 because I'm an adult then, and then I can decide whether or not I want one. So I was excited for, she's just so mature, but I was excited for the tattoo that she did get because it's my mom's name. And it's also Mackenzie's middle name and my niece's middle name.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I completely understand why you're like, yes, absolutely, you can do that. That's so sentimental and sweet. It's lovely.
Oh yeah, I was so thrilled, and Mackenzie was so excited as well.
Holly, I need to ask you, what was it like for Nia being one of the only Black girls on her dance teams?
She faced everything from simple challenges like trying to find the right color tights that match her skin tone, the right tight flesh colored shoes to match her skin tone, which was always a point of frustration for us because instead of just looking at her as a dancer, she would get typecast. And that was frustrating for Nia because she felt as though that people couldn't see beyond just her ethnicity.
And obviously Dance Moms is what brought you all together. But Melissa, I need to know, how do you feel about Abby Lee Miller wanting credit for the success of your girls?
All of our girls are so successful, kind, and humble, and they learned it from us as moms. And I think that's really important to know that the girls are really successful from the show and they know where they came from.
You know what? I agree with Melissa. It's a historical record. The kids were part of Dance Moms, the Abilene Dance Company. Nothing will take that away.
We always say it takes a village, right, huh?
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Melissa and Holly, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on Daily Blast Live. And DBL Nation, you guys can check out their brand new podcast, Because Mom Said So, on Apple or on Spotify. And we will be right back after this.
Ladies.
Welcome back to DBL. TikTok isn't just for kids anymore. Earlier, Tori sat down with Granny Coy Bundy in today's DBL Spotlight.
Granny Coy Bundy, welcome to DBL. You have just taken TikTok over. I wanted to know, were you at all intimidated to join this app that's made for Gen Z? Because, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
It was fun until I danced. When I danced, then everything kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then you have to show your whole body.
Oh.
And yeah, I never showed my entire body, even on Facebook after I had my last kid.
Wow.
And when I did it, it was like empowering.
That's incredible that dance can sometimes do that, but how awesome as a silver lining to all of this amazing success that you got to feel empowered by your gorgeous body. Bravo. Your Dance to the Savage remix by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce blew up. It's been shared millions of times. Sassy, moody, nasty, acting stupid, what's happening? What does it feel like to go viral?
Well, you know, it's amazing that people out there, that they love this eccentric woman from Des Moines. Like, you know, it's insane that, you know, so many people embraced me and accepted me for exactly who I was. And then when Tina Knowles, Miss Tina, when she posted me on her page doing the remix with Beyonce, oh my gosh, I cried. I literally cried.
Oh my God, it's Miss Tina. Of course you cry. Of course you cry. We all would. That's enormous. Oh, you bagged him. I'm a savage. All right, moving on to sort of a more serious topic here. A lot of gang violence actually started in your city due to cyberbullying. How did that inspire you to help kids on TikTok, your own and any other kids that are out there?
Well, so my son and his cousins, they all hung around each other, and he had a best friend who grew up with the family. And the best friend got shot on Thanksgiving a few years ago in front of my son. And that's when I decided that I wanted to change the outcome of the children. I wanted to provide them with positive role models, positive reinforcement, letting them know that being in the Granny Love Gang is better than being in any gang in the streets. And due to that, I set my tone on my page and my platforms that no negative comments are okay. You know, I either address them or I delete them.
We talk a lot on the show, to be super honest, about social media and how wonderful it is. We're on social media as part of our show, but we also do see a lot of truly awful things on social media that can lead to what we're seeing in higher suicide rates and mental health issues with teenagers. So, wow, I just want to be part of the Granny Love Gang. Can I be part of that? Am I in it?
Yes.
She said yes. Awesome. Okay. I wanted to know what your kids think of your TikTok fame.
So my oldest son is 24 years old, and he feels like he's famous himself. You know, he's always trying to clout chase with me, you know. The 22-year-old, my assistant, he's like socially awkward. Nice. So he's happy, but he's not too happy. And the one that just turned 16 years old today, he doesn't care at all about it. Unless it makes money, he has nothing to say about it.
I just want to say, in a world in which I get a tummy ache every morning, thank you for being you, for making us smile. Thank you so much for stopping by. You guys have to check out her TikTok videos. Follow her at Granny Coy Bundy. Again, best part of my day right now. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
See yourself.
Welcome back to the mirror.
And know you're not alone, because this is not just a mirror. It's an unstoppable community.
Come on, Jeffy, one more.
It's every workout.
taking social media by storm. And two OG dance moms. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's today on DBL.
Professor waking up his colleague at 2 a.m. to tell him they've won the Nobel Prize in Economics. Watch.
Paul? It's Bob Wilson. Yeah. You've won the Nobel Prize. And so they're trying to reach you, but they cannot. They don't seem to have a number for you.
We gave them your cell phone number.
Yeah, I have.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Just not even enthusiastic at all. Just amazing.
That scientist, I spent the first third of my life around scientists, and they're just kind of obsessed with their work. This is a great thing, but he'll be right back at work the next day. So I love it.
Even keeled. I know. And before we go, we have a very special shout out. Jeff, take it away.
Yeah, again, happy birthday, Mr. Jackson, Al's dad, and happy birthday to my oldest son, Ross, and he turns 4 today.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't believe it. So we're going to celebrate barbecue, have some cake. So I love you, buddy, to many more.
Love you, Lawson.
Time is flying.
Bye, Jeff.
Congrats.
Bye, Al. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
On Daily Blast Live.
Fears over another coronavirus surge have some people panicking. Is it time to stockpile groceries again? A tourist's confession about a 15-year curse. The stolen artifacts. A woman returned to Italy after a big streak of bad luck. A terrifying encounter with a mountain lion caught on camera.
Go away, please go away.
How a man survived being stalked by the big cat for a scary 6 minutes.
No!
And our interview with a TikTok granny who danced her way to more than 1 million followers. Plus 2 of the original dance moms tell us what they really think about Abby Lee Miller.
All of our girls are so successful, kind, and humble, and they learned it from us as moms.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, October 13th.
My dad's
Sam.
birthday, shout out. Yes.
Really? Happy
yes.
birthday to your
Shout
father.
out to Otha, that's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anything to honor him today?
Oh, just gonna have a good day and call my kids and see him this week.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, joining us from home. Hey, Jeffrey.
And Jeff, it's also Lawson's birthday, correct?
Yes, it is.
That's right. It's Lawson's birthday, too. Well, we got that connection, October 13th.
That's right.
So sweet. Happy birthday, Lawson. We'll have a little something for him at the end of the
that's
show.
my man.
So stay tuned for that. All right, so Amy Coney Barrett is back for round 2. She's got a long day ahead, full of questions from senators. Already, the Supreme Court nominee has been pressed on hot topics like Roe v. Wade.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe was wrongly decided?
Senator, I completely understand why you are asking the question, but again, I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda, because I'm not.
Judge Barrett also introduced her family this morning. 6 of her 7 kids are sitting right behind her. Now, she did mention how hard this process has been, not only as a nominee for her, but as a mother. Jeff,
we knew that our lives would be combed over for any negative detail. We knew that our faith would be caricatured. We knew our family would be attacked. And so we had to decide whether those difficulties would be worth it, because what sane person would go through that if there wasn't a benefit on the other side? And the benefit, I think, is that I'm committed to the rule of law and the role of the Supreme Court in dispensing equal justice for all.
Jeff, after watching this, did you have an opinion on her? What do you make of all of it?
Well, I like how she tries to be impartial, right? I mean, it's hard for things in your life. It's hard for me to do that in my real life. My feelings and things that I get inside, I take into my real life with me. You know, it's sometimes when I don't like somebody, it shows, you know? So for someone to have that kind of character and actually do that in real life, I commend her for that. Will she do that? I don't know.
Yeah, and Jeff, that's the thing. You don't know because we didn't get a full answer. I think when we're asking about things like Roe v. Wade, no matter where you fall in terms of the argument, I think we should know, especially since this is a job you're going to have. She's a young woman, maybe 40 years. I think we need to have these tough questions, and like you should have to answer that. I mean, like we're entrusting you with a lot here. So
this is the time to answer those questions.
Right.
But I will say, no matter how you feel about her ideologies, treat the woman with respect. Listen,
Definitely.
I completely differ from her ideologies, but some of the threats to her and her family that I've seen online is absolutely abhorrent.
I've said for a long time, we need to do something about online threats.
It's terrible.
I can't believe you can do that.
This is a mother, and these are innocent children. It's terrible. Okay, so let's talk numbers, you guys. And we hate to say it, but the latest statistics coming out about the pandemic, well, they're scary. Yesterday, more than 45,000 new cases of coronavirus were reported, and that's not all. Experts are predicting that another 181,000 Americans will die by February. Here's what Dr. Fauci has to say about it.
I hope these numbers that you're quoting, which are absolutely correct numbers, jolt the American public into the realization that we really cannot let this happen. We are not talking about shutting down. We're talking about simple public health measures, as simple as they sound, are really quite effective. And that's what we say over and over again.
Wow. When we were first quarantined in March, who would have thought that we would still be here? Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson just stopped testing their vaccine after someone in their trial became sick. They were in stage 4 of testing. And if all of this has you feeling worried, let me tell you, you are not alone. A new poll shows that more than half of Americans are already stockpiling and buying groceries in bulk for the winter. Jeff, are you ready for another stockpile frenzy? Are you going to partake? Remember that? There was no toilet paper.
Yes.
People were hoarding toilet paper and
Clorox,
sanitizer.
yeah.
Right. What do you make of this? Are you going to stockpile?
No, absolutely not, Sam. I don't want to scare the American public either by passing on this message. Everything's open. The reason why we stockpiled is because things were shut down and we weren't supposed to leave our house for 2 weeks. Obviously, nobody did that. So things are going to continue to stay open. Supplies are going to continue to come in. But people are going to continue to die if people don't want to follow a couple simple rules like washing your hands and wearing a mask and keeping social distance. That's what I'm going to continue to do, Sam. It's protected me and my family so far. I'm going to listen to the doctors until we have a vaccine.
And Jeff, that's exactly what I think. It's like Dr. Fauci said, we don't have to go to extreme lockdown procedures. Just a couple simple steps that you would probably do anyway. Wash your hands. A lot of us for the winter would have a scarf over our mouth anyway.
Wear a mask.
But it's just the fact that the highest voices get amplified, the loudest voices, because of algorithms, get amplified, and they convince the American people that if you put a mask on, you're going to have to close your business and never see your parents. And in a weird way, because we are not doing the simple things, it's going to get extreme. So it's very disheartening because it seems pretty easy.
Right. I know. Well, let's just hope. That's all I can say. Hey, if you're facing some bad luck in your life, maybe check your house for some ancient artifacts. Ooh, these artifacts on your screen are from Pompeii. They were taken by a Canadian woman 15 years ago, back when she was just 21. She just sent them back with an apology letter because she believes they're cursed. In a letter to the Archaeological Park of Pompeii, she told them she's faced nothing but hardship in her life since swiping them from their original site. Do you believe this, Al?
No, Jeff, I believe that, if you're the kind of person that steals artifacts, that you're going to make another set of poor decisions throughout your 20s,
No.
which it appears that this woman did.
No.
She was a thief at a museum.
No.
She messed up. She blew it. She blew her 20s. Now her 30s clearly aren't going great. And now we're supposed to pretend like it's magic. It's decisions. It's your choices.
Okay, first of all, she was young, and I'm not condoning it.
She's
it's terrible.
21, Sam.
But, yeah,
She's a grown woman.
Okay. Well, listen, these are the items that she stole, just for our viewers. 2 pieces of a vase, 1 piece of the ceramic wall. Now, you have to understand that 2,000 souls lost their life that day. 2,000 people in that volcanic eruption. Ash covered the entire city. People died instantly. So I definitely think that there's some vengeance from somebody that's going to steal from. I think there's 2,000 souls out there that wanted some vengeance, Jeff. Am I being silly?
Well, no, not necessarily. To each their own. Like where your mind goes, energy flows, and you could put power into an object, into a rock, into
Jeff,
a place.
are you co-signing Sam's craziness about superpowers of dead people? Are you serious?
Here's what I'm saying. If you believe it, it's true, right? So if she believes that these have powers that are against her, it's true. I actually took some dirt and sand from the Colosseum when I was in Rome in Italy, and it's next to my bed where I sleep, so it gives me power, but strength, right? So I have it as a strength symbol. She sees it as a weakness symbol, and it's how you view it.
Jeffrey, first of all, that's not sand.
What?
That's marble from the Vatican, okay?
No. I got it off the ground. They brought that sand in. It's not like the gladiators fought on that. It's like off the ground.
You don't know that.
Off
What
of this
are you
deck that
guys
they built.
talking about?
I'm nervous.
Are you serious
for you.
right now?
I'm nervous for you,
This is
Jeff.
like Thor's origin story. There's no stop making up magic.
Hold on. I do believe in Jeff. What was your thing? The more the energy flows or whatever? I agree with that.
I don't know. Just watch the last X-Men. I'm sure they said
your
it there
mind
too.
goes, energy flows.
Yes.
So listen, it goes back to this. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Her object can't. My object can.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah, I do believe in positive reinforcement and just like affirmations and how negativity can draw negativity. I agree with you there, but I also think that 2,000 souls can have some sort of power. in my opinion. I know I sound crazy.
Yeah.
I sound bananas.
And you said it on TV, too.
If your mind believes it, yeah, then yes, you're right.
I wouldn't advise anybody to take a relic. It's not cool, guys. Jeff, stick around, guys. Al, I hate you. Coming up on DBL, we're talking to a sassy granny who's making a big splash on social media. It's easy to see why. From a sneaky mountain lion, you guys, with its eye on a hiker, to a little bully who's more brave than a lot of grown men. We've got viral videos we can't get enough of. And don't worry, they're all okay. We'll be right back.
See yourself.
Welcome back to DBL. Okay, so wait until you see this. A hiker in Utah had a run-in with a mountain lion that lasted a heart-stopping 6 minutes, and the guy managed to film the whole thing. Here's some of the terrifying encounter.
No. No! This is not fun. Go get your babies. Go away. Yeah, get the away from me.
Aww.
Was that heartwarming for you?
Well, let me give you some tips, okay? Because I really did some research on how to survive a mountain lion. So, number one, the mountain lion was just protecting its territory. They have a 100-mile territory. That's a rather large territory. And this mountain lion perhaps had some cubs she was also protecting. If you do run into a mountain lion, they do not like confrontation. They dislike it. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stay calm, and you're actually supposed to talk calmly, but, and they capitalize but, firmly to it. So calm but firm, and then you want to give it an escape route.
So like the first day as a nanny.
What?
That's how you talk to children. Calm but firm.
No, you're calm and firm, and then you give it an escape route. You're welcome.
How about the whole forest? That mountain lion could have left anytime it wanted to.
Jeff, you're welcome.
I was going to let Al just get in on this one.
I'll just say this, Jeff. First of all, that was the least intimidating mountain lion I've ever seen.
Are you kidding me?
Did you see its swinging techniques? It looked like an 8th grader. Should have had a book bag on. that mountain lion is embarrassing. It was able to be chased away with a rock.
What was this move it was doing?
It's like, I don't know.
It had like a seal
That mountain lion didn't want any. It was just doing that.
It had a seal move. Okay, we have another video.
A terrified mountain lion. Who cares?
Check out this other crazy video. 4 armed intruders break into a home in Indiana with a mother and a son inside. Can you imagine? The 5-year-old tries to fight back, throwing a toy at them, and eventually lunges at one of the intruders. Now, the bad guys took off. Police are still looking for them, but both the mom and the boy are okay, but of course shaken up from the whole thing. Wow, can you believe this young boy trying to protect his mom, Jeff?
Wow, I mean,
what a hero.
That would be, if I found out, if they came in my house and did that to my kids and I found out who they were before the police were, I might be the one in jail.
Same.
Yeah. But you know what, Jeff? This made me think about that story we did maybe 3 months ago where that it wasn't the pit bull, but the dog attacked that young boy's sister, and the kid stood up for his sister. And remember, Chris Evans then video messaged him saying he was Captain America. I really feel like there's something innate in human beings to protect their own, and this little kid showed no fear, unlike that mountain lion, and chased those people away. So shout out to that kid.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm actually distracted by all the comments against Jeff. People are worried about Jeff from stealing a relic from the
Jeff took
Coliseum.
dirt. It's not a relic.
A lot of people are nervous about you, buddy.
Hey, for the next segment, I'll go get it. Dude, it turned me into a gladiator. That lady's got a weak mind. Mine's good.
All right, Jeff, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, fatal attraction for the 21st century, how a woman used an Amazon Alexa to totally freak out her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. What? And our medical pro, Dr. Pyle Coley, no, Al, tackles the latest COVID-19 headlines, including the likelihood of contracting the virus twice. That's coming up next.
This was when I noticed how white my son's teeth were and how yellow mine were, and I needed to make a change.
My smile's yellowish or dingy, and it definitely made me self-conscious.
I can't magically become younger, but I can certainly look younger. And I'm doing that with Smile Actives.
Introducing Smile Actives, the teeth whitening breakthrough.
Welcome back to DBL. There's so much new COVID-19 information circulating. We're here to help make sense of it all. Our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, joining us live. Good morning, Doc. So first, we want you to weigh in on Johnson & Johnson delaying their vaccine trial. And we mentioned earlier they paused their clinical trials for a COVID-19 vaccine after a participant developed an unexplained illness. So, Dr. Coley, how common is it for something like this to happen during a vaccine trial?
Hi, Sam. Hi, Al.
Hey, Doc.
So I have to say that it is
It is common to have these kind of conditions happen during a clinical trial. What is not common, what I found was really weird and cryptic, was why they called it an unexplained illness, because that almost makes it sound worse. Usually what we call these types of occurrences are adverse events. And adverse events happen all the time. They happen in our everyday life. We have car accidents, we get sick, we get into the hospital. If it happens to us when we're in a clinical trial, they usually pause the study to try to see if it might be related to the clinical trial intervention, in this case, the vaccine, or if the person got the placebo. So I'm not discouraged at all by the fact that this occurred. In fact, I'm really optimistic about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because it's a 1-dose only rather than a 2-dose regimen.
All right, Doc. Well, right now, antibody therapy, which is what the president received early on in his illness, is showing a lot of promise in treating COVID-19. But it's one of the most expensive types of therapy in all of medicine. So, Doc, why is that, and how will therapies like antibodies ever be affordable to the average person?
So antibody therapy is really, really cool. We've used it in things like autoimmune conditions, cancer, even in treating high cholesterol. And what's so great about antibody therapies is that they're very targeted proteins. So they go exactly where they're supposed to and have very few side effects. Now, the downside of antibody therapies, it's really expensive to make because you actually need genetically engineered mice to make these antibodies in the lab. And it's really expensive to administer because they have to be given through injection. You can't really take an antibody tablet. So because of that, greater than 80% of antibody therapy is only used in Europe, US, and Canada, and very few antibody therapies are used currently in the third world or in low-income countries. So I'd be really surprised if this therapy became accessible to the common person because it is extremely expensive.
Interesting. So lastly, we're learning that a 25-year-old man in Nevada is the first in the U.S. to contract COVID-19 twice. So what was his scenario, and what's the likelihood of it happening to anyone else?
So he started having symptoms and tested positive in April. Then his symptoms resolved and he actually tested negative. And then come June, he tested positive again because he had a recurrence of symptoms. And it turns out the second time around, he was exposed to a parent and got a different strain of the virus, and his symptoms were more severe. So a few key takeaways from this. The first is that this is not a common occurrence. It's only so far been reported in 4 people out of all the millions that have been infected, but it can occur. And so really it has implications for the vaccines because it shows us that we may need booster shots year after year, especially if the virus is mutating. And it also shows us that just because you've had it once doesn't mean you're immune. So you have to continue to do those things that we know stop the spread of the virus.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back. We would like to take time to honor the memory of Cheryl and Karina Thin. The sisters died of COVID-19 just weeks apart. The sisters both worked in healthcare in Arizona and were members of the Navajo Nation. People often said they were joined at the hip and enjoyed laughing and goofing around. They helped raise each other's kids and were dedicated to helping their community. Their family want people to take this virus seriously, wear masks, and keep each other safe. They are in our thoughts.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Jeff is working from home, so we got a ton of comments in regard to the stolen artifacts. And Jeff, Darla says, I'm with Al. You can't blame a curse for your problems. Take some personal responsibility. Oh my gosh, he has it right there, folks.
Wait, hold it up again.
Hold it up. I'm going to read the more comments. Missy says, I would never steal from a sacred site. So many gladiators died in that Coliseum, Jeff. Tracy says, Jeff is a gladiator now that he stole some dirt. Okay, yeah. And Veronica writes, Jeff is tempting fate with that sand from the Coliseum. I'll say a prayer for you, Jeff.
He doesn't need to. He's a gladiator. He's good.
You have that by your bed?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I keep it by my bed. I got it 20 years ago, and I keep it by my bed, so I think I'm going to be okay. But thanks, everybody, for watching the show and trying to put me down for the things that I believe in, you losers.
First and foremost, the fact that if I told you I had a bottle of sand next to my bed that I took from Italy at the Coliseum, you would say something
I would completely believe you, and my only question would be, just one, Sam? What? I feel like you've got bottles from all over the world in some kind of weird configuration for when the coming happens.
Oh, but if Jeff did it, it's all good.
Right. Two-man crew.
Wow. Ew. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Did a woman really use an Amazon Alexa to terrorize her ex's new girlfriend and surviving a sex cult? Yep, we're going to tell you all about it. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Al. Jeff joining us from home. I hope that bottle is no longer next to you. Don't curse me. Oh,
yes,
dear. It's in a Gatorade bottle. It's in a at least you can like garner up some funds and get it a proper home, like a beautiful bottle.
It's an Italian peach iced tea bottle.
You can't even get that no more. I love it, Jeff.
Of course. No. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Hold on to your roses. The new season of The Bachelorette finally premieres tonight after months of production delays due to the pandemic. Claire Crawley finally met her man. The 39-year-old is rumored to have found love just 2 weeks into production. And we have a first look at some of that drama. Watch.
Oh, sick.
Holy like, what is going on?
I expected way more from the oldest Bachelorette.
I don't care what I've done to sit there and say you're the oldest Bachelorette. Guess what? I'm the oldest Bachelorette, this 39 that's standing here that's single, because I didn't settle for men like that.
I don't know what that means. Like, okay, do we get a new Bachelorette in here?
Wow. Now, as we've mentioned, Claire reportedly leaves the show and is replaced by former Bachelor contestant Tashay Adams. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeff, what do you make of the shakeup? And I'm not too cool with them age-shaming her.
Yeah, I mean, me neither, I guess. You know, that, whatever, to each their own. But I'm glad she did what her heart told her to do. She could have easily rode that out and then, you know, got all the accolades at the end, as well as the Us Weekly ads and whatever else they do at the end of their thing. Plus the plus the millions of followers they get, and then they go on and do endorsements. So she believed something in her heart, and she went after it. And I applaud her for doing what she did.
Do you buy this? I don't think you buy any of it, Al. I think you think it's all.
I think maybe this was something that I don't think anybody planned this, but I think that since this is now a thing, I think it's probably helped the franchise a little bit because it's now brought in, she's now almost like a martyr for older single women, which I think there are a lot of women that have gone after their career and now they're in their late 30s and now looking to get married. And that age shaming is a real thing. And you took to it, Sam. You're laughing, but like he made a point to say the oldest Bachelorette. A woman would not have said that to him.
I'm just watching you trying to like come up with something substantive when you talk about The Bachelor, Bachelorette, because I know you don't watch.
I'm a 90-day fiance kind of guy.
Okay. Well, in other Bachelor franchise news, former Bachelorette villain Luke Parker is being ordered to pay show producers $100,000 for violating his contract. According to Entertainment Tonight, Luke wasn't allowed to make any media appearances until 1 year after the show's final episode. But he did anyway. He even trashed the show and its production. Now, you remember that was the contestant that said he's going to save himself for marriage. He's a virgin. Jeff, you've been in a very well-known reality show. Did you have all these stipulations as well?
That's a good question.
When you left Big Brother?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before and after. I mean, you sign your life away pretty much. They own everything. Your contract is, I mean, it's ridiculous how much papers you sign, but you're just happy to be on the show. So you sign everything. But then they own everything. Your likeness, everything you've done on that show. And here's the part where it kind of gets blurry for some people. They tell you a lot of times, like before the show, like, hey, listen, you're going to be on the show, especially if you've already done it, right? Like, you know what's coming up. You know not to tell anybody. A lot of these people now on shows, I always follow the rules. I don't know, I'm that nerd who always did that because I respected the show, even though they didn't respect me at times. I'm going to leave that there. But I respected it. But now, if you see people going on a second and third time, they all communicate, even though they're not supposed to, before the shows. That goes for The Bachelor, that goes for Big Brother, that goes for any show. They're all in communication, even though they shouldn't be. So even though you sign your life away, people still do what they want to do,
Jeff,
right?
let me ask a question really quickly. I think maybe the audience is wondering this too. Do you think there's a chance, because of all that paperwork, that he did not know he couldn't have done that? Or you think he absolutely knew and just broke the rules?
He knew.
Yeah, he probably knew, but he didn't. I mean, all of that stuff that everybody does that people kind of just like, whatever, they talk before the show, they could all get a lawsuit. So he probably wasn't thinking they'd go to that extent, and they did. So now he's got to handle it, and he's the one who signed the paper. So I don't know how he's going to get his way out, his way out.
100 grand, that's crazy. That's a lot of money, especially right now. Former Dynasty star Catherine Oxenberg and her daughter are speaking out about the NXIVM sex cult. So during an interview on GMA, Catherine says she actually introduced her daughter India into the cult, which was branded as a self-help organization. India claims during her 7 years that she was forced to have sex with the founder, Keith Raniere, against her will, and was even burned and branded with his initials. Here is what she had to say.
It was a trap, and it was a ploy for Keith to enslave women for his own sexual desires. The relationship took a different turn and became sexual when I was commanded to do a seduction assignment. That was the beginning of continual sexual abuse, and I didn't see it as that at the time. I would describe that sexual relationship as rape. I had given collateral, which automatically removes my choice.
Wow, Catherine's attempt to free her daughter from the cult is part of the HBO series The Vow. And, you know, not only were a lot of these women recruited, already, you know, disenfranchised, but also they were blackmailed. And some of the abhorrent acts that these young women had to endure, I can't even fathom going through that and coming out of it normal afterwards.
I've been watching this, Sam and Jeff. Jeff, I don't know if you've been watching this, but it is a slow indoctrination process, as it does seem with most cults. It starts off like, hey, we just want to help and heal the world, and then it starts with he was making them starve themselves. And what she was saying with collateral, for any of our viewers that don't know what that is, it would be like you, Sam, or you, Jeff, going on videotape and recording yourself saying, I know my partner, my husband, Mark, committed 5 bank robberies, or I know my wife, Jordan, did. Yeah, and then then you send that to them, and now they have that over your head. So if you try and leave, they will release that to the public, whether it's true or not. In a lot of cases, it was not true. And in this case, Mr. Keith Raniere, what he did, instead of going after kind of like air quotes regular people, he went after super wealthy children of incredible wealth that felt like they hadn't done anything in their life because they haven't had to work. And he said, this will be the first thing that you can do, that you can say that you did by yourself without your parents. And he indoctrinated these people. It's an incredible documentary.
Horrible. Have you seen the documentary, Jeff?
Yes, I have. I'm following it right now. Spoiler alert, because they're in the middle of getting that girl India, her daughter, back. So they don't technically get her back right now in the show. So I'm glad she's back. I know they kind of broke down that whole NXIVM thing and stuff. Like, I don't know where he's at right now, but I'm sure he's in jail. But it's fascinating how like the human mind works. I'm so interested in things like that, because this one is, instead of like a cult that you see usually, this one they're going in for positive reasons, right? So I might have been attracted to something like that.
Yeah, and just to your point, Jeff, you mentioned him being in jail, 15 years to life. I hope he's in there for life.
I don't think he'll ever see the light of day.
Considering all the lives he ruined. I want to leave our viewers with a crisis line. Okay, anybody out there, whether you are currently or have suffered any sexual assault trauma, please call that hotline. Well, a woman in London is being accused of hacking into her ex-boyfriend's Amazon Alexa in order to scare his new girlfriend. The woman is facing charges over allegedly using the virtual assistant to flash lights inside her former boyfriend's home. She also allegedly spoke through the device, telling his new lady to scram.
Did this take place in the 60s?
Anyone with a passcode to an Alexa account can take control of a device remotely. Whoa, would you guys do that?
No, I would not, because I'm not a crazy ex. But I think that, you know, we're going to see more and more of this, Jeff. The more your house is wired up for you to take advantage of all the good things, there are going to be people that now have access.
So with the lights, was she trying to scare it like there was a ghost there, Jeff?
No, she was trying to get ready for Christmas, Sam. Yes, she was trying to scare her. What do you think she was doing? Having a
That's
rave?
terrifying. I once lifted a girlfriend over that spent the night at my house. So I used to have twin beds, right, when I was like in grade school. And I once snuck under her bed, and you can lift the bed like underneath if you're underneath it with your legs. And I lifted it up and started shaking it, and she thought she was floating in the air. It was terrifying. I felt, Carrie Holcomb, I love you, and I'm so sorry, Carrie Holcomb. That must have been
You don't love her enough to
terrifying.
terrify her in the middle of her night.
I was in 6th grade. It was good.
I'm sure she thinks
was
about that every
so
night, Sam. I hope you're happy.
scared. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on DBL, Selling Sunset star Christine Quinn. Viewers love to hate her, but what does she really think of playing the villain?
It was just dumb blonde, dumb blonde, dumb blonde. And I was like, I want to be the villain.
That's tomorrow on DBL.
Closed captioning.
Welcome back to DBL. 4 of the original dance moms from the popular reality show have reunited to launch a new podcast, and they're spilling the tea, let me tell you. Earlier, Stephanie caught up with Melissa Cassoni and Holly Frazier to find out more. Take a look.
Hello, Melissa and Holly. Welcome to DBL. Melissa, I need to know, what was it like getting back together with the other OG dance moms to launch your new podcast because Mom said so?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I mean, it was so exciting. We talk on the phone, but when we actually got together, it was like we never left each other.
In the first episode, you guys talk about students returning to school, and as COVID cases are rising, I need to know, Holly, you work in education, so I want to know, how are you managing this new reality as a mom?
For me, it's really making sure that they're following the proper guidelines, reminding them that they're not invincible, that they are part of a community, and that they have to do their part with social distancing and wearing a mask. This is about public safety. This is not political. And as an educator, making sure that they're following their school guidelines. It's a really interesting way of learning right now.
I love it. I mean, it's got to be hard work for everyone. I completely get that, but you guys you're killing it. And wait, Melissa, I've got a good one for you. Right, Maddie just turned 18 and got a tattoo, and you were actually really excited for her. So explain why she got the tattoo and why you think it was a responsible move.
When we had like a little tattoo party, and she just watched and she said, I'm not getting a tattoo until I'm 18 because I'm an adult then, and then I can decide whether or not I want one. So I was excited for, she's just so mature, but I was excited for the tattoo that she did get because it's my mom's name. And it's also Mackenzie's middle name and my niece's middle name.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I completely understand why you're like, yes, absolutely, you can do that. That's so sentimental and sweet. It's lovely.
Oh yeah, I was so thrilled, and Mackenzie was so excited as well.
Holly, I need to ask you, what was it like for Nia being one of the only Black girls on her dance teams?
She faced everything from simple challenges like trying to find the right color tights that match her skin tone, the right type flesh-colored shoes to match her skin tone, which was always a point of frustration for us because instead of just looking at her as a dancer, she would get typecast. And that was frustrating for Nia because she felt as though that people couldn't see beyond just her ethnicity.
And obviously Dance Moms is what brought you all together. But Melissa, I need to know, how do you feel about Abby Lee Miller wanting credit for the success of your girls?
All of our girls are so successful, kind, and humble, and they learned it from us as moms. And I think that's really important to know that the girls are really successful from the show and they know where they came from.
I agree with Melissa. It's a historical record. The kids were part of Dance Moms, the Abilene Dance Company. Nothing will take that away.
We always say it takes a village, right, huh?
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Melissa and Holly, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on Daily Blast Live. And DBL Nation, you guys can check out their brand new podcast, Because Mom Said So, on Apple or on Spotify. And we will be right back after this.
Welcome back to DBL. TikTok isn't just for kids anymore. Earlier, Tori sat down with Granny Coy Bundy in today's DBL Spotlight.
Granny Coy Bundy, welcome to DBL. You have just taken TikTok over. I wanted to know, were you at all intimidated to join this app that's made for Gen Z? Because, I don't know what I'm doing,
it was fun until I danced. When I danced, then everything kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then you have to show your whole body.
Oh.
And yeah, I never showed my entire body, even on Facebook after I had my last kid.
Wow.
And when I did it, it was like empowering.
That's incredible that dance can sometimes do that, but how awesome as a silver lining to all of this amazing success that you got to feel empowered by your gorgeous body. Bravo. Your Dance to the Savage remix by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce blew up. It's been shared millions of times. Sassy, moody, nasty, acting stupid. What's happening? What does it feel like to go viral?
Well, you know, it's amazing that people out there, that they love this eccentric woman from Des Moines. Like, you know, it's insane that, you know, so many people embraced me and accepted me for exactly who I was. And then when Tina Knowles, Miss Tina, when she posted me on her page doing the remix with Beyonce, oh my gosh, I cried. I literally cried.
Oh my God, it's Miss Tina. Of course you cry. Of course you cry. We all would. That's enormous. Oh, you bagged him. I'm a savage. All right, moving on to sort of a more serious topic here. A lot of gang violence actually started in your city due to cyberbullying. How did that inspire you to help kids on TikTok, your own and any other kids that are out there?
Well, so my son and his cousins, they all hung around each other, and he had a best friend who grew up with the family. And the best friend got shot on Thanksgiving a few years ago in front of my son. And that's when I decided that I wanted to change the outcome of the children. I wanted to provide them with positive role models, positive reinforcement, letting them know that being in the Granny Love Gang is better than being in any gang in the streets. And due to that, I set my tone on my page and my platforms that no negative comments are okay. You know, I either address them or I delete them.
We talk a lot on the show, to be super honest, about social media and how wonderful it is. We're on social media as part of our show, but we also do see a lot of truly awful things on social media that can lead to what we're seeing in higher suicide rates and mental health issues with teenagers. So, wow, I just want to be part of the Granny Love Gang. Can I be part of that? Am I in it?
Yes.
She said yes. Awesome. Okay. I wanted to know what your kids think of your TikTok fame.
So my oldest son is 24 years old, and he feels like he's famous himself. You know, he's always trying to clout chase with me, you know. The 22-year-old, my assistant, he's like socially awkward. Nice. So he's happy, but he's not too happy. And the one that just turned 16 years old today, he doesn't care at all about it. Unless it makes money, he has nothing to say about it.
I just want to say, in a world in which I get a tummy ache every morning, thank you for being you, for making us smile. Thank you so much for stopping by. You guys have to check out her TikTok videos. Follow her at Granny Coy Bundy. Again, best part of my day right now. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. So doorbell cameras catch a lot of things. Well, here's a really cool moment caught on camera. This is a Stanford University professor waking up his colleague at 2 a.m. to tell him they've won the Nobel Prize in Economics. Watch.
Paul? It's Bob Wilson. Yeah. You've won the Nobel Prize. And so they're trying to reach you, but they cannot. They don't seem to have a number for you.
We gave them your cell phone number.
Yeah, I have. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's amazing.
I love
it.
it.
Not even enthusiastic at all. Just amazing.
That scientist, I spent the first third of my life around scientists, and they're just kind of obsessed with their work. This is a great thing, but he'll be right back at work the next day. So I love it.
Even keeled. I know. And before we go, we have a very special shout out. Jeff, take it away.
Yeah, again, happy birthday, Mr. Jackson, Al's dad, and happy birthday to my oldest son, Lawson. He turns 4 today.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't believe it. So we're going to celebrate barbecue, have some cake. So I love you, buddy. To many more.
Love you, Lawson.
Time is flying.
Bye, Jeff.
Congrats.
Bye, Al. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.